So, let's start the episode. Welcome everybody to Mokoko Cast. I'm DJ Montague with my co-hosts Lofty and Rufio, and our special guest Grenton for today. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm the special guest?
Yeah,
Oh,
Not the
sick.
special guest.
Too bad he said I'm the special guest.
you're the specialist guest. Everybody else is a special host.
Co-host.
Yeah, that counts, right?
No.
Thank you guys for being here. There's been so much PvP happened recently.
Yeah.
That's why we're all here as the coalition of PvPers minus Rufio. Rufio's like the kid brother that mom
Yeah, I was about to say that.
that mom was like, yeah, you guys are all going to play. Yeah, take your little brother with you.
Take
And
Rufio with you.
pick Rufio up, and he's like with his little hands. All right, let's get in the car, little man.
Listen, I'll have you know, I've been practicing in the dark. Okay.
How's it going?
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing at times, but it's going. I'm enjoying it. Off stream, it feels to be a lot better because I feel less stress of 10 to 20 eyes staring at me going, you fucking suck at your class, and it's the easiest class to play. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm sorry. In Russia, I really like the PvE. I didn't do PvP too much, so.
Right.
But
right.
I can't hide behind that anymore. So I can't use ping as an excuse. I can't use class balancing as an excuse. So I'm just winging it right now. But it's going.
I've been using ping as an excuse. You can still try. We're still playing from the West Coast. My ping's
I've been playing on the West Coast, and it's been a lot more enjoyable. Lofty dropped in my stream the other day, like I think last week, I want to say. And in between my midlife PvP crisis, she gave me like a lot of really good pointers, even for a class that she absolutely despises. So I really appreciate it. So I took that and I just like struggle bust my way through some content, and it's definitely changed my perspective on PvP. And I have a new profound respect for what you guys actually do. Like, as I started getting higher and higher, I learned a lot of like valuable lessons recently. So it's been great though.
What were the lessons?
You can't raw dog every fucking situation because your class is not built like that. All right.
Okay.
And if you don't have a support, especially if you don't have a support, stop thinking that you can get in there and act like it's a 1990s hardcore punk show, dude. Like, you just can't be throwing bows. I do that, and I feel like a little person just getting picked up and thrown out of the arena. Like,
all right, yeah,
unbearable.
Wow. Yeah, I
also told him to use Maelstrom.
Yeah, that's
probably a good
Maelstrom, yeah.
Maelstrom's is a good start.
That changed everything for me, artillerist, dude.
There was a day where I saw Rufio was trying to climb, and his frustration after leaving the stream, and I messaged him and I was like, hey man, do you want to sit down one day and like, I'll help you out? And he was like, whenever I play PvP again. And that was the last time we talked about that. That was it.
That's true, dude. No, I mean, like I said, I'm playing it like on my own, like slower. Like, you guys are all like PvP degens, right? Like, you guys fucking live and breathe PvP. If I go into Lofty's stream and I see PvE, I turn it off. Like, that's not what I'm there for. I'm there for her giving.
If I go into Lofty's stream, I stay there.
Yeah, forget this bits real quick for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I stay quietly there, but no, it's like I love the PvP. Like, it's very enjoyable to watch, and Lofty's extremely entertaining when she's PvPing. Although, have you done South Vern yet? Have you beat South Vern?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, can you message me when you do the South Vern story on stream?
She's gonna G-spam it.
I want to see your like reaction to that story. That is my favorite story in this entire game.
I've done it in Russia.
Oh, never mind that. Hey, we'll fake your reaction just for stream. Because that is like one of my all-time favorites.
Whoa,
oh my God.
Literal chills.
Right?
Literal chills.
Poggers.
Yesterday, like, yeah, I think yesterday it was Belshaza gave me every reason for me wanting to let her stomp on me. Like, Jesus God. That little finger thing she does, and she just blows up mountains like Goku. Boner inducing, hands down.
So, anyways, PvP.
That's some
episode-
beta ass mentality, dude.
Ugh.
You
Yeah.
dominate Brawl Shaza, okay?
No, I want her to.
You get on your little,
me.
you get on your little step stool. You 5'4" bald man, and you dominate her.
I got it. I got. Next time we get there, I'll make sure to stand up and be like, "Listen here, woman. Do I want to step
Whoa.
on me?"
Whoa. It's 2022. Chill,
Yeah,
all
don't-
you guys.
yeah, relax.
Anyways, the PvP episode that I wanted to bring together. Grenton, you've been casting a bunch lately of every single tournament and also watching every single tournament and talking about every single tournament. How are things going in your world?
Yeah, good. My voice is dying slowly, but I'm taking care of it. There's been a lot of cool tournaments that have happened, right? Archives, Boom TV, Moonlit Battlegrounds. I'm missing one.
G4.
Yeah,
Before,
G4 one. Honestly, yeah, there's been a lot of cool ones. There's some cool ones coming up. There's like the Don't At Me one, I think, coming up first weekend of May. There's the invitational for Boom TV happening next weekend, I believe. On the I'm casting it, so I should probably figure that out. But the 30th. So yeah, there's a lot of PvP, and what I like about the PvP organizers is that they're kind of like all working together to not like overlap their days.
Yeah, they're making it easy for everyone to actually sign up and play weekly. Which is
really good for competitors because it allows you guys to get more reps in, especially in a game that doesn't have like a ranked pre-made queue.
yeah.
And it's really good for casters like me because it means I can get more work, which is always fun. Because that was the biggest issue as a caster, and is having a big scene, not a lot of tournaments, a big talent pool, and then it's like people undercutting each other. And I don't modify my rate. So if you undercut me, cool. But
Yeah.
that's just how I am. So
So if you guys need a really bad caster for cheap, let me know, because I can undercut Grenton, and then the whole time in chat he's just gonna be like, lol, this guy's awful, and I'll be like, yep, that's me.
That's me. No, I don't like, even if there's a caster who like is bad or a caster that's not as good. I'm not like the best caster by any means either, right? Like there's people who do it a lot better than I do, and I look up to those casters. But I don't know. Even if there's a caster that's shit, I usually just reach out to them after. I'm like, hey man, do you want some pointers?
Yeah.
And if they say no, then I'm just like, okay, cool.
Do you accept constructive criticism?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I say. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I was like, good tournament, man. There's a lot of stuff you did well. You want some constructive criticism on stuff I think you could do better. And if they say yes, I give it to them. If they say no, I say, no worries, man. GG's. And then I just never talk to them again.
You've literally said the same shit to me.
God damn. Oh.
Because when you started, you
Yeah,
look at
no,
where you
that's what I
started and
mean.
look at now. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like when was it? It was either after. Yeah, it was after the first tournament that I casted for Archives, and he was like, that's when he was trying to actually, get on the Archives as well.
Mhm.
So he's like, blah blah blah. Like, I've been casting for 6 years. No big deal. I'm a juicer. Do you want some tips? And I was like, yeah,
NDD.
man, yeah, let's do it.
That's
But yeah,
how it works.
it's helped out a lot, honestly. Like,
Mm.
I've improved
Right,
tremendously.
but when somebody comes at you and is like, hey, that wasn't as great as it could have been, do you want some tips? Usually, like, I know you're coming at it from a good place, Grenton, because I know you as a person, but like, if you just get out of a tournament and like, if some paladin hit me up and was like, hey man, you did really good in the tournament, you got second place, do you want some tips? I would
Okay,
be
let me
like,
put it to you this way, DJ.
Mhm.
What other games did you play before Lost Ark?
Every game?
Okay. Did you play Rainbow Six at all?
No.
Okay, CS:GO.
Valorant.
Okay, Valorant. You know Valorant players?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for example, let's say you're on a Valorant team
Mm-hmm.
and you finish a tournament, and it's like an amateur league tournament, right? It's not like some like fucking title tournament.
Yeah.
And you get a DM from Kohler or GMD or Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
and they go, "Hey man, you played really well. I noticed a couple mistakes you did. Do you mind if I give you some constructive criticism?"
That's different. That's different.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that's the same thing, right? Because usually casters that I say that to are
No,
newer casters,
no,
right?
what-
So when they look at Grenton, they go,
Yeah.
"Okay, Grenton's done. Like I did ESCA, MDL League. I did DreamHack. I did ESL tournaments. I did Face It tournaments. I did
Yeah.
a ton
No.
of shit, right? So they're like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. So it's not like some like random paladin in chat going like, actually, DJ, you should have
Right.
used this cooldown
That
instead.
was the meme. That was the meme.
Yeah.
Is I know you actually have accolades and that you've done many a thing, but I was memeing and
No memes allowed.
okay, no memes allowed. Only memes before and after the podcast, friends. Remember that.
Yeah.
So speaking of like major tournaments,
Yeah.
the G4 tournament came and
Mhm.
went. We got to see Laufey. How was it? Not being a
Um,
caster and being in the arena.
Nerve-wracking because I don't usually do tournaments, and like in the past games that I've played before, I've only done one tournament, and we lost pretty fast because my teammate he called it literally, like I'm quoting, Chinese internet, uh, and he had like 300, 400 MS, so we got knocked out pretty fucking fast.
Holy
But
crap.
that was the only tournament I've ever done before like the Moonlit, I guess, and the G4 one. So
Yeah.
it was a little like, like Sony is a WoW player and he played Warrior, and I'm not mad at him, but
He goes
yeah,
in.
You
he
guys
goes.
didn't really have like a crazy comp, right? Like you guys hadn't been developing something like, how DJ and Odivin and Lou and all those guys, like how they have like that, they've been playing for, months on end together. So
Mhm.
this is like, for you, this is kind of like a scramble team, right? Like you guys kind of popped up within like a 2 weeks notice, or
Yeah,
how did this work?
basically, yeah, like we screamed here and there, but like me and Blinks have synergy, but me and
Mhm.
Sony don't. And like me and Blinks have synergy. Like when I say that, like we've never done tournaments before. Me and Blinks.
Yeah, but you guys
We
PvP'd regularly though
Yeah,
in
we
Russia
just
though, right?
played like normals, but like the
Mhm.
entire time, like we weren't trying to like work on communication. We weren't calling out any cooldowns. We were just drinking beer together in voice. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really building anything for a tournament. But
Yeah.
and then yeah, like we screamed here and there. I mean, he had like 160 MS or something.
To
Um,
East?
Oof.
yeah, Links.
That's brutal. That
Yeah.
that server was a little weird, I think.
Yeah,
It's strange.
because it felt like okay. Like I asked Saint, and he said that it's a west side like thing. It was a west side server, which it didn't feel like it was. Really?
That's so weird because that server, like, definitely East.
Yeah, like it felt like east to me too.
Because
But
I
Saint said west, and I feel like Saint doesn't ever make mistakes, so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, weird.
I asked Rox before the tournament started. I was like, "Hey, so where's the server located?" And she said that she didn't want to let me know because it was a competitive advantage. And I was
Oh,
like, "Okay."
Oh, I would have been like, huh? Do I just move?
Well, I
Like,
didn't.
you can't change your ping unless you move.
yeah, like
Well, I didn't know because I wanted to practice on which server we're playing on.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, that makes sense then. Okay.
not. I wanted to practice on which region, and
Okay,
so I was
just to
like,
say this so that people know, I like I asked Saint the day of, so there was no competitive advantage.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I asked like a couple days
Yeah.
before because I was just like I was curious and I was like, wait, we don't know where the server is yet. So I get it. Like I'm not mad at it. Obviously, I'm not. Yeah, I could turn Grenton down a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I got you. But yeah, it's like it was one of those. We didn't know where we were playing until the day of, basically. That was
Mhm.
weird. But
What was your expectations going into the tournament, Laffy? Were you looking just to go in and have fun, or did you come
Yeah.
in trying to be as serious as possible?
No, I just wanted to have fun because I knew it was just a clout tournament. Everybody had somebody on their team that was kind of clueless, I guess, to an extent. I mean,
Mm.
no offense to anybody except for Saint, because Saint's actually PvP'd before and he's gotten a pretty good rank before. I'm pretty sure he's.
he was diamond.
Oh, really?
I think he was diamond in Korea.
Okay. I mean, that's really impressive considering that, like, he says like, "Oh, my team carries me" or whatever. Like, he's too humble of a guy. Like, he has knowledge and he played really well and he's really good at Sork and he had a good build and they had good synergy and stuff. I don't know how much they scrimmed, but they played really well and yeah, I were just kind of, I was going into it and I was like, let's just do our best, and then if not, it's whatever. Like that's why, like I feel like I was the only person when we lost. Felt like I was the only person who wasn't tilted. Like I just kept screaming and I was like, whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it
Does
is.
this make you want to enter more in the future, or do you like being behind the casting table during these major events?
I like casting more. I think, yeah.
Okay. It was just fun. It was interesting to see you on that stage. Like I said, I always catch your regular PvP streams or when you're rank climbing, so it was kind of cool to see you in a tournament setting, not casting, but rather like actually competing. That was really enjoyable. DJ, you were also involved in the tournament as well. What was your experience like? What was your grand takeaway?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, the only thing I wish that we had, I just wish we were available to talk about it more beforehand. Like I've always been a big proponent of like player driven content. So like I've talked with Flip about this as well. Creating storylines and narratives of these players and these humans that exist in the tournament setting is always going to drive more viewership than, you know, like than just like, oh, this team is playing. It's like the team is kind of faceless, but these players, they're real people, and you can interact with them and you can have a conversation with them, right?
Yeah.
So humanizing these players, it's always important. And I wanted to be able to do that with the G4 tournament. Like I didn't know, and that's not to say like that these people are nobodies, because obviously everybody, like all the team captains have pretty big player bases of streams and stuff like that. But I didn't know a bunch of these people that were in this event, and it's not like I could go and be like, go into their stream and talk to them about it, you know?
Yeah.
So I just wish we were allowed to talk about it a little bit more. I wish there was a little more behind it, but I get why there wasn't.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gretton, in your instance, what was one thing that you took away from the G4 tournament that you would like to see introduced in the archives tournaments, and what was something that you didn't really particularly care for? Not to say like the tournament anything like crazy negative, but what was something that you took away that you just didn't really like particularly care for with their formatting or just the overall handling of the tournament?
Everything that I wanted to take away and use at the archives, Flip already did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he took
Okay.
the graphics of the team comps, right?
Mhm.
And they would dynamically change when players would change their classes. Even though like G4, they kind of had like just Warlord and Blade icons everywhere. They didn't actually have the class icons. Took that. Flip took the bracket too. He had 8 teams, right? Which is how we have the archive qualifiers. But instead of having uh like 3 in the top bracket, 1 in the lower bracket, and then playing that other game, he had them play the first match of the quote unquote day 2 off stream or during day 1. So that when we start, we have 2 winner bracket matches, 2 loser bracket matches. So it just looks cleaner as a bracket. So G4 did that, and that's where he got inspiration from. Stuff that I didn't really care for. I'm never really a big proponent on these like clout tournaments. I am in every esport that I've casted and every esport that I've been involved in. I've always tried to build the amateur scene
Mhm.
because I feel like the stepping stone is too big to go amateur to pro in the esports that I used to cast. So I casted CSGO, I casted Rainbow Six. Back in the day,
Yeah.
there was no challenger league in Rainbow Six. It was just pro league and then
Right,
mom
like
dad
games.
tournaments. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
We
There was
never really
no
had
like
a.
in between. So
Mm.
my goal was to drive that scene. And same thing in Counter Strike. The amateur scene in Counter Strike is like the ESEA leagues, right? You have like main, advanced, MDL, stuff like that. And then
Mhm.
once you get to MDL, you're considered quote unquote pro.
Mm.
So I was never really a big fan of these tournaments, but I'll be honest. I went into that tournament 100% biased that I wasn't going to like it because I felt that a lot of PvP players were robbed of an opportunity to compete for a big prize pool.
Mhm.
That was the biggest prize pool that Lost Ark has seen, right? The 20,000 for
Mhm.
G4.
That the NAEU game has seen, yes.
Well, yeah, that our Western release has seen. Yeah, you're right. Because Royal Roaders obviously has a bigger
Yeah.
prize pool. But I feel that after the tournament, so the host, I never pronounced her name properly, I think is Avali.
Obviously, May, yeah.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. She impressed me a lot. I didn't know about her before today. Captain Flowers, when I saw they got him, I was like, because in my head, I was like, they didn't reach out to anybody that I know to cast. So they're not getting casters, like in my head. Lost Ark caster, excuse me. And then when I saw the lineup was going to be Cannon and Captain Flowers, I was like, okay, whoever hired these casters is a genius because Captain Flowers can cast any game, even if he's never
Yeah.
played it. The guy's a beast. and Canon has so much knowledge about Lost Ark that Captain Flowers can lean on him for color commentary and analysis, and that's exactly what they did. So the
Yeah.
talent was fucking sick. The
Yeah.
games were actually really exciting. They weren't as like one-sided as I thought they would be.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, in the future, I would like to see like companies like G4 stay in the scene, but I would like to see them do a little bit more of a uh, regular tournament where maybe they charge an entry fee, right, or something like that, and they make some money on it too. Because I feel like if there's a $20,000 prize pool and you're charging a team, I don't know,
Yeah.
$100 to enter or something like that, that's not the end of the world for most teams, right? They'll throw their hat in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, $33 for each play
Yeah,
is pretty
for a
reasonable.
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at the old, like, I was talking with some friends today about the old school. If you guys remember, like MOG game battles,
Yep.
when you
Yeah,
had to buy
game
like
battles, yeah.
tokens,
Mhm.
exactly. Like you had to buy like tokens, and it was like you had to put up a token to get into some of these prolific matches, and some of them had really good prize pools for when you're 16 years old, and you're in a prize pool worth $1,000, and you only had to put up $10. It's kind of dope, to honestly, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, no, the G4 tournament as again, I'm always a spectator of it. It was really interesting. I will side with you on the whole cloudiness of it. It was cool to see bigger streamers, obviously playing the game, whether they stick around or if it's just there to pop up to play the tournament and then leave. It's always a wish wash. You never really know what direction they're gonna go in. But overall, it was exciting to see. It was very very fun. But I did miss seeing a few key like PvPers that I was just kind of like, oh man, I wish some more prolific players would have been called out and brought in on the tournament. So, but I'm looking forward to see what other major company really wants to jump in and throw their hat into the tournament. Is there
Yeah.
anyone that you guys can think of, Lawful, I'll start with you, that you would like to see reach out from a bigger company standpoint and throw their hat into the tournament scene and create something, maybe a one-off or even a series for Lost Ark?
ESL.
Is it okay?
I
Damn,
want
good
ESL to
one.
do it because like I've played Blade and Soul and they did it in I believe they did it in Blade and Soul, and then I know 100% they did it in Battle Right and it was really fun.
Hmm.
So I mean I mean I know we're not like a standalone PvP game,
Hmm.
but and I know like PvE is the priority kind of, and that's kind of how it seems like on the surface to like just kind of like a passerby looking from the outside. They might not think of Lost Ark as like a game where you can compete or have tournaments, but I think that with like enough like attention to the scene and with enough interest from places like people like G4 and stuff, I think we could yeah, like I would really like to see ESL because I really like their tournaments in Battle Right personally.
Yeah, sweet. ESL, definitely. Grenton, what about you?
DreamHack, that's an easy choice. DreamHack has so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, DreamHack has so many stops in North America and in Europe, right? Like there's one in
Mhm.
Montreal. So in Montreal, there's a school called ETS, which stands for École de Technologie Supérieure, which is pretty much a superior like school of technology if you translate it. And it's just a bunch of like engineers, coders, stuff like that who go there, and that's where you kind of get your degree from. And
Mhm.
they host a LAN called LAN ETS, which is
Mhm.
completely student-run LAN, and they have tournaments like Counter Strike, League of Legends, etc. And usually what happens is DreamHack will hire from the people who work on that LAN for DreamHack Canada. So I know a lot of the people who work for DreamHack Canada, and they're all really good people. I've been to DreamHack Atlanta. I've been to DreamHack. I have a couple other DreamHacks in the US, and I feel
Mhm.
like that's a very easy plug and play because there's so many tournaments that go on a DreamHack, right? You have like Smash Bros, Counter Strike. You have Magic the Gathering tournaments that are played like not Magic the Gathering Arena, which they did have one also, but like the actual trading cards, Magic the Gathering. You have Madden tournaments. I
Yeah.
think there was like a mobile like fighter game tournament at DreamHack Atlanta or something like that. So it's a really easy pickup for them because you have people in the scene who know the game, right?
Mhm.
So when you're looking at talent pools or when you're looking at admins, you need people who understand the game. So the fact that there's like Boom TV, Archives, Moonlit, Don't At Me, it's a very easy pool of people to pick from who are spread out across the
Mhm.
country in the US and spread out even in Canada, that it doesn't cost you a lot to bring them out because obviously DreamHack and ESL, whatever they're gonna have to pay to bring these
Mhm.
people out. So if it's the first tournament, doesn't cost you a lot. Put up like a I don't know $5,000-$10,000 prize pool, nothing crazy, and then you'll have people who will be able to come out. Like I'm sure if I told DJ and stuff like, oh, DreamHack's gonna be doing I don't know like a $15,000 tournament in Montreal in October probably a really bad time to do anything in Montreal. But anyways, in October, he'd be like, all right, cool, let's start planning to go to
Yeah.
Montreal, right? So
Yeah, no, that would be.
yeah.
I can definitely see that. That would be
Yeah.
really, really dope. A DreamHack tournament. Yeah. What about you,
ESL
DJ?
would also
You-
be primo though. Like
Yeah.
I've worked with ESL before. Everyone there is super chill, but I feel like DreamHack would be like step 1, and then ESL would be like a step 2 because usually it's a little bit more bigger prize pools, bigger
Yeah.
venue, stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. What about you, DJ?
I've only really worked with tournament organizers in the fighting game scene, so it would like that's my experience really.
Gotcha.
A little bit in the World of Warcraft scene, so I really wouldn't be like, yeah, I would love to get the guys that like the
Blizzard.
Cannon brothers that work at or that do Evo. You know, I wouldn't be like, yeah, let's put more under their belt and put because it's just like a whole different field. So I don't know,
Yeah.
like I really wouldn't be able to give you like a good
Okay.
good
What about-
good team.
What if? Would you guys be juxtaposed to the idea of Twitch doing something at like TwitchCon?
No,
Yeah.
I'd love that.
I mean, they could. They're probably the best positioned for it, right? Because they
Yeah.
own
That's-
the publishing rights
yeah.
for the game. So if
Yeah.
DreamHack wanted to do a tournament, or if ESL wanted to do a tournament, they'd have to go through Amazon anyways to
Mhm.
be able to do that tournament. So I feel like if Twitch was like, "Hey, we're gonna have like a Lost Ark Invitational, right, where we invite," and they could even like, okay, this is full bias, but they could piggyback off the archives, right? Because the archives has this whole system of qualifiers into an invitational, into this big
Yeah.
tournament with teams from different regions. So why not just fly out like top 2, top 3 teams from South America, NA, East, NA West, EU, and just have them compete at TwitchCon? Like that would be fucking sick.
That would actually be really, really cool. I can definitely see something like that. I think archives of all the tournaments that I've seen so far, outside of like I think maybe Boom TV, I feel like the archives have put themselves in one of the best positions thus far. To really be called upon by anyone to bring talent up and actually put on a tournament at any type of organization. So yeah, I like that. I like that idea. With the big announcement that we got earlier in the month, we got Lance Master that has finally dropped after it wasn't going to drop, but then it oh man.
That was
It was an emotional roller coaster for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that was so funny.
I looked at, so when it came out and all the doomers started dooming, in my head I was like, you guys, because if they don't say anything and then they delay it like the morning of, people are gonna rage. Why didn't you communicate this with us? Blah blah blah. But then if they communicate and then resend their communication, then people are still gonna be mad. So it's like either you want Amazon to be over communicative or you want them to be under communicative, because there's no in between. It's either they're like, hey guys, we're running into some problems. Odds are we're gonna have to delay this, or we're gonna have to delay this, and then I don't know, 2
So-
hours later, they're like, okay, well, never mind. Just kidding, which is fine. Like for me, I was just like, I don't care, you know?
Yeah. So to piggyback off of that, I think from a development standpoint, I'm currently going through like a development process with my company, and I'm learning a lot about like the staging of development. If this doesn't show the player base that our game is in production as if it's almost like a brand new game, I don't know what else you can absolutely look at this point, because like I was like, wait, they're testing things? Like, shouldn't this already just be working and fixed? And it's like, oh
won't.
no, like
Yeah, it won't, because
There's-
players assume that the product is finished and all they need to do is change
Yeah.
the tooltips to English,
Yeah,
yeah, and it's not.
which
That's
is not
exactly.
the case at all.
we
Like,
So,
But the
so with
thing
the
is-
big announcement. Oh, go ahead. Go
real
ahead,
quick.
DJ.
Yeah, the thing that people don't know is that we have this mishmash of different patches
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
our particular client, and like I said this back before, that we have like the golden client of like everything that we kind of want in
Mhm.
one client, and
Yeah.
we're very lucky to have
Yeah.
that. And I said this what did it last week on the episode 2, Rufio, where you kind of
I was
you were
there.
in chat though.
I was hanging out.
Yeah. But it was like, even like some of the Korean players are like, yo, like, why are y'all complaining so much? Like, this
Yeah.
is great.
Because it's NA. What do you mean? It's NA.
Well, to
We're
be
not
fair,
complaining about something.
To be fair, like NA sometimes complains about ridiculous things, but this topic actually came out on Saint on stream, and he did mention that like because we don't read their forums because we can't speak Korean. I mean, the big majority of us, and he did say that Korea is similar in that way, where people complain all the time as well about new things, about balances, about patches, or whatever it is. People are being very critical in NA of Amazon specifically. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if like Korean players criticize Smilegate about their communication, for example, like something very specific. But I don't think the stereotype that NA likes to, piss and moan about things is necessarily just about us. Because first of all, we also have EU, which is a whole massive region too, and they're complaining as well.
Mm.
And Saint did say like it's like NA sometimes complains about ridiculous things that make no sense, but people in KR on the forums complain all the time as well, and it's not a bad thing because even if there are a couple people who will voice their opinions on something that's so completely irrelevant and it doesn't matter and it's stupid, it's just like a one-off in a sea of feedback. And even though, yeah, I mean, I think NA could stand to collectively learn how to word things not in a hostile way and just not be constantly like emotionally charged about it. But whether or not you're complaining because you're mad or not, like feedback is always good, because otherwise they wouldn't know. Like if people didn't bitch about Argos coming out too early, we wouldn't get that apology letter, we wouldn't get those changes, we probably wouldn't get the honing events, or at least as many as we got, or like the books being added, like the metallurgy books being added to vendors and stuff like that. That's all a result of us complaining. So, as much as it is annoying to see it sometimes, and as much as I feel terrible for the CMs for having to sift through that every single day, it's important to have feedback. So
it's MMO players in general. It's
Yeah.
gamers in general, actually. Like any game, you just have any change that comes out, you have people who shit on it. Any change that comes out, you have people who like it. It's just that MMO players, like I've played WoW since the week before Burning Crusade launched, however many years ago that was. And I quit in August of last year. So for that entire time of whatever I meant, like 16 years or 15 years, I don't even know how to do math, I played the game. I competed in PvP tournaments. I rated at the highest level. And even at the tip, the only exception is the tippy top. So like the Limit, or now known as Liquid, Echo, Method, those guilds very rarely just like wine to wine. They have constructive feedback and they have direct channels of communication now with Blizzard, which is great. But if you look at like the World of Warcraft Twitter, anytime something happens in PvP, anytime a change happens, they just bitch, they just moan, and they don't really offer a solution. They're like, this really fucking sucks. They clearly don't care about PvPers. They're making us go do a raid to get a trinket that's gonna one-shot someone in PvP. And it's just like, okay, so like, can you not? Like, that's not fucking helpful. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's just gamers in general. There's especially MMO gamers. They're so attached to their characters and they're so attached to their own vision of what the game is that actually Lofty and I were talking about this yesterday. How a bunch of PvEers in Lost Ark will actually shit on you. Like they'll just like shit on you if you say that you're a PvPer. It's just like, okay, and I do what you do in PvE, but it's like when people make fun of me for like speaking French. It's like, okay, how many languages do you speak? I speak 3. You know what I mean? Like you only speak 1.
Barely.
Take the fat L, kid. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's the same thing in video games. I got recruited to my Hall of Fame raiding guild in World of Warcraft because I was a glad PvPer. And they're like, this guy knows how to do mechanics. For sure, we can teach him how to optimize his rotation and optimize his damage. And that's what the guild did. They recruited me. They taught me how to not suck in PvE because it's a different beast. Yep. And when I quit the game in August or whenever I quit the game, I don't remember, and we killed Sylvanas, we killed it world 35th, US 20th. So the only next step for me in that game would be like to join Liquid, to join Golden Guardians, whatever the case may be. And it's just like, don't shit on people for playing the game if you like how you don't like it. If Rufio said, you know what, Grenton, I don't really give a shit about the PvP in the game. I don't really give a shit about the PvE. I just want to collect Mokoko seeds and do islands every day. I would have been like, you know what, man, that's cool. Enjoy yourself. But I feel like the PvEers are just like on this high horse, and it's so weird.
I think it's very strange, but that's the whole reason that I put this, like we put this podcast together like this, is that we have PvEers, we have PvPers. And
yeah,
like we have all different walks of life of what this game encompasses and people that we can get involved with the game. We have the people that want to just do collectibles, and I talk with them. Like we have people in the guild that just do collectibles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's every reason to play Lost Ark, and I want people to feel validated in why they play the game. Because I want you here. I want you to enjoy the game. Because you enjoying the game means the game survives for me.
And that's 100% true. That's exactly what and that was me in every MMO. Like I used to I ran a boosting community in WoW because that's how I would make gold, because you need a lot of gold when you're racing for like Hall of Fame and stuff.
Mhm.
So I ran a boosting community, and listen, our mount department of that boosting community was, I shit you not, 45% of our gold was people buying mounts, like just buying like time lost proto Jake spawns, buying like these like puzzle mounts and stuff like that. Then it was PvE. Sorry, then it was PvP, Glad Boost and stuff like that. And then it was Mythic carries. So like the PvE, which is the main focus for World of Warcraft, was the lowest generating source of gold for the boosting community that I. So it shows that's not what the players need, quote unquote, help with. That's not what the players want to spend their time doing. People like horizontal content as long as you don't feel like you're wasting your time for it. And it's totally fine. Like a lot of PvEers, this is what I told Laffy. I said, they're probably just mad because they're bad at PvP, because the PvP in this game's fucking difficult. It's
Mhm.
hard to get a hang of it. It took me probably like 200 hours on Russia to like not be shit. And I'm like, right now I'm hard stuck plat on my Shadowhunter, and I had 200 hours on Russia. So I can only imagine people who are just playing the game for the first time who then queue PvP,
Mhm.
and then they're like, well, this fucking sucks. I can't play my character. Like I totally
This-
understand.
Dude, I'm not a big like advocate for spend 45 hours in PvP, but I try to like tell my community when they come in. I was like, hey, listen, if you're brand new to the game, come in very open-minded. You have to understand. This game has a very unique cult following to it. And there's a lot of people that have been playing this game over the last 2 months. We broke 1 million at one point that are going to be in and out of PvP. Like your first PvP experience, it's not like okay. So yesterday on stream, okay, don't judge me here, anyone. But yesterday
Okay.
on stream, I got stuck in a queue, so I loaded up League of Legends for the first time.
Oh,
I've
no.
never played League of Legends, but I'm so addicted to the Korean League of Legends scene thanks to DJ. I don't even watch it in English anymore. That's how much of a fan I am. All right,
Man, this guy's
right?
wilding right now. Holy crap.
Savage
True
about,
weeb.
right? So I loaded up and you play the first like tutorial mission, right? It's like you fight against bots.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, this is so easy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, like, but I would rather go against the bots to kind of learn my character than to go into Lost Ark PvP and get long dicked.
Yeah.
3 minutes straight and be like, I fucking hate this game. Like it was like, and I'm like, okay, as I play more, obviously I'm gonna go play against humans and I'm gonna get long dick. But I built up to that. I built my resilience up to it. So it's like cool. Like I take it on the chin and keep going. Whereas like it's not like that. And I think a lot of people look at a lot of these other games that have this very friendly, like happy little PvP place, and it's like go off and flourish in the world. And it's like Lost Ark's like, nah, fam, you about to get these hands. It
Yeah.
does not matter. There's someone on an 8-hour losing streak right now that's queuing pugs, and they're about to just slap right now. They're mad. They're angry at life. They want to get their get back, right?
Yeah.
It's like you were at 2,600 elo, and all of a sudden now you're down to like 1,000. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go play pugs for a bit and make everyone's life a living hell. So I try to I try to let my community know, and new players just in general, when I come across like, what's a PvP like? I'm like, go in and just open-minded, because the first few matches you're not gonna like. I remember the first time someone was like, hey, you should try PvP. I'm like, in Russia with 200 ping? Are you out of your mind? I got slapped around and I'm like, fuck this game. This game is
That's
so
what I did,
terrible.
yeah.
Then I sat back down. I'm like, hold on, let me try some stuff real quick. Like, wait, who's that guy again? Oh, Nico. What was his build again? And I'm like, I don't like that build. That looks complicated. Let me try something easier. Then like chat was like getting engaged. It started to become fun because I learned. Like there's a learning curve, but I was making the best of my experiences. And I think that's where the new player base is really starting to fail, is they're not able to make the best of their experiences. They think it's going to be this very happy-go-lucky place and not realize that there is no holding your hand in this game at all.
Yep. And I mean, the biggest thing that we can do is try to help those people continue to enjoy the game, right?
Yep.
And create content for them to be able to digest. And if they don't want to, then understandable, and they go play PvE and they do what they want. But I like, the only thing that makes me sad about the PvP, or I should say about the like forum going community, is how much they shit on PvP as being like it's a CC fest and you just sit on the ground the whole time. And it's like, that's just a clear indication that you're not great at the game, and that
for them, that's exactly what it is, right? Keep in
right,
mind.
and that makes me sad that
it's like button mashing in Mortal Kombat.
Right, exactly. It's
versus
like,
someone who's like strategically knowing their inputs. I remember God, dude, it was like a month ago. I think Lofty came in and was like, "Did you just fucking just press your space bar?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to get off the ground." She's like, "There was no one around you. Just lay there. You'll get up in like 2 seconds. No one's around." I'm like, "Oh
Take
my
your time.
god, that's genius."
I could do that.
Genius.
You mean
And
I
she
could?
goes, "What?" She goes, "Watch, you're gonna get knocked down again, and then you're gonna complain because you don't have a space available." Not even 5 seconds later, I get tossed in the air, and I'm like, "All right, you know what? Fucking,
She's on to
smart." Right? She's got it. But it's like when I first started playing, dude, I was pressing every skill that I possibly could, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I got this." And then I'm like, "Oh wait, I have no more skills. What's gonna happen?" And then there's like a key moment where I'm like, I could have easily, if I would have just slowed down, not rushed, I could have made the best of that situation. But yeah.
Just moonlight sonicking air.
Right. Me on a rag. Okay, so but to get back on topic with the PvP,
Yes.
how do you guys envision Lance Master changing up things going into the next couple qualifiers? I think the archives had the qualifiers today, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get a chance to tap in. I was watching the Fury fight.
It was South America.
So okay, perfect. I said I didn't miss
Tomorrow's-
not to say that South America is bad or anything, but
It was insane.
It was? Okay. So was Lance Master there?
No.
Is Lance Master allowed
Yes.
in these qualifiers? So, but no one in South America chose a Lance Master yet.
So tomorrow is probably the first chance that we get to see if Jaeger decides to play.
Jaeger, yeah.
How do you guys envision this Lance Master coming into the
Nobody's
arena?
going to play Lance Master except for fucking Jaeger, and Jaeger is going to dunk.
I think if you're, again, comes down to like player over the class, but if you're equally as good at both classes, everything a Lance Master could do, a Blade just does better.
Yep.
In competitive.
Ooh.
So
Except
why
for
wouldn't
having
you?
counter.
Why wouldn't? Right, but you don't
I
need
see.
that if you're playing with like, you know what I mean? Like if you're good on the Blade, the positives of bringing the Blade outweighs that counter that you have as a Lance Master. So like, why would you bring the Lance Master unless again you're Jaeger and you're just absolutely insane at the class?
Facts.
Oh.
I uninstalled the game one time, getting
Lost
matched with
Ark?
him. Yes.
Oh.
In Russia, I full uninstalled the client. I was like, this is the worst game ever.
Is
and then,
that-
like,
Hold on real quick. Is that
We were all
Flip
hanging
on
out.
the archives?
Yeah.
Oh, Flip. Who are the two Lance Masters tomorrow? Or Glaviers?
Glavier.
Oh, they're locked in, which means that they're actually that's their starting
Glavier.
comp. Yeah.
oh, it's gonna be Jaeger. It's gonna be.
Well,
It's
yeah.
Wait,
Jaeger,
can you
dude.
it's gonna absolutely be Jaeger. If it's not Jaeger, I'll be impressed.
Well, it is because their team comp.
We
They
never
adjusted
know.
their team comp specifically so that Jaeger could play Lance Master. Just so you know.
Oh.
Their whole team
Inside-
comp is
Inside scoop shit.
It's okay. I'm hosting
Oh.
tomorrow, so having that information is really good.
This
Not
is
their
gonna be
whole team
bad.
comp. I think Darksma's still playing Gunslinger. But I know Dupree is playing a different character, and
Is not playing.
nobody's excited
Lancer?
about that. No.
So he's playing Paladin.
Yes.
Oh my,
Wow.
that's gonna be terrible for you.
Ooh.
I did want to say
Oh.
we did talk about this earlier while he's figuring out who the two players are. Sorry. I did want to say that I've said this before a couple times, and I will say it again on a podcast. The bias against Paladin, it hurts my feelings a little bit. Like, I know that everybody hates Paladin. Everybody has the right to hate Paladin, and I also hate how many fucking Paladins there are. Because, god damn it, everybody stop playing Paladin.
It's
but-
Jaeger and Spy.
Okay. All right. I don't want to see this many Paladins anymore. But I
You
also
started this.
I didn't start this.
Are you
A tier
out
list
of your
started
mind?
this. A tier list started
You
this.
supported the tier list, and then you started giga chatting on your damn class. Then you started winning all these tournaments or placing high in these tournaments.
Yeah, he didn't
What
win
do
the
you
tournament.
think's gonna happen? Oh, sorry. Well, let's not give him too much credit, but
Yeah.
you placed really high in these tournaments, and now you're mad that your class is popular. Get bent. All right, deal with it.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
You
The-
can't make your class look good, and then everyone goes, "Well, that class looks really fun. I need to run that class," and then get mad that everyone's running the class now.
It's Gunlance and Bard superior classes in tournament setting. The reason that
tournament setting.
everybody's
never-
playing Paladin is because it's easier in solo queue.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get the hatred in solo queue, but we're not playing in solo queue. We're playing in tournament, guys.
Grenton,
Like,
Yeah.
could you recap the South American finals for me, please?
okay, I saw that, and I'm really sad about this too. I saw
so
everybody
Bard,
switch to fucking Paladin.
Yeah, they were up 2-0 in the grand finals. Then they got shit on a little bit, and it was tied 2-2. And then the support was like, you know what, guys? What if I just played Paladin? And they did, and they swapped off Bard to Paladin, and then they won the tournament. So there you go.
They still won 2 games of Bard.
Wow.
And then they got shit on.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow. See, I told you, you're to blame for this situation. You can't get mad that you're out here making this class look fun. Oh my god, dude. Ugh.
Is it
Thank you,
because
Grenton.
I
Thank
wear
you,
a suit? Grenton agreed with me the other day. Like 2 days ago. We were talking about this, by the way.
It was last week, no?
So what day was it? I think it was like Tuesday or something like that.
I don't know. Time is
But
fleeting.
we were in Discord. Grenton hopped in here when we were streaming, and I was like, "What's your opinion on the top of the support meta?" And you were like, "Bard."
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, no shit. I will say this: I regret not starting my game with a support character as my main, either being a bard, a warlord, or a paladin. I'm learning this now in PvE content. Fun fact: if you are a support character, people are thirstier for you, like 100%. They don't care what your gems look like.
They don't give a
They
shit.
don't care what your roster rank is.
Nah.
I'm very
They
curious though,
Take you.
since Lofty, you play like supports more than I do, at least. What would you rank for the supports right now in terms of like competitive, not solo queue, because solo queue is Paladin and then everything else. But in competitive, how would you rank the supports? Like, which is better than which?
I mean, it depends on the comp. I can't just say like, oh, like Paladin's
In
better.
general, like in general, for like the comps that we've been seeing.
I would probably say, if the players are really good, I would say it's probably. That's hard. If the players are really good, I
I feel like it's
I would have
Gunlance.
I would have to think about it longer, but on the spot, I would say probably Paladin, Bard, Gunlancer. In that
Okay.
order.
I feel like
I
it's
But it
I think
depends. It's
Gunlance.
super comp dependent and it's super like counter comp dependent as well. Like I can't, that's why I don't do a tier list, So
Yeah. But the thing is, I mean, I don't want to go on like a super long tangent. The thing about Gunlance is that it has, 1, a tier 3 immunity for itself in counter, and 2, it has a toggleable tier 2 immunity for all the things that it wants to do. And it's a skill-based thing, and in a tournament setting, that's the most important thing, right? Is the ability to execute. And sorry, I don't know if you guys just are looking at chat.
yeah,
Stoops, come on, man. You're invited whenever you want to come on, bud. Also, thank you for that sub. You could come on next week, or not next week. 2 weeks. What's today? Would be.
Just do it next week. Literally, just do it like Monday or something.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. We'll adjust the schedule whenever you want to be on, Stoops. I'll make it happen.
No, you gotta do that. You gotta do it for him. You gotta let him know. You gotta just let him know.
All right, I'll tell him right now. Let's see. Let me
Oh
see
my
what my
lord.
schedule is.
Anyways.
Okay,
So with
anyways,
you guys,
continue.
With you guys, okay, so with the Lancemaster being released, obviously, right? This is obviously going to change maybe a few players what they're playing going forward. How would you guys like to see? Obviously, we know Destroyer's coming in May. Going forward, are you guys interested? I was talking to my community about this, but from a PvP standpoint, are you guys interested in Amazon putting something out like the ability for the community to vote on the next release character, since we kind of have like a small pool of characters
I
left to get dropped
wish.
into the game?
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Or-
I think that's good.
Yeah, so because I was talking about this and I was like, yo, I get that they have already announced the 2 characters, the Lancemaster and then the Glavier and then the Destroyer.
Mhm.
But going forward, I'd like to see a vote, some type of community interaction with getting the next character out. Obviously, I mean, no matter what, you're gonna have complainers. It happens. It is what it is. But yeah, I was curious if you guys would be interested in that, and if so, what character would you guys like to see
Reaper.
as the winning vote outside of Reaper? Because that
Reaper.
character does not need to be in the game right now.
Reaper.
This man's.
I actually
Did I
got to
say
update my.
Reaper?
Right?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
did
meant
not.
Reaper. Yeah, I meant Reaper.
Luffy, do you have a choice on what character next you'd like to see introduced?
Do you have a choice? No, because Amazon doesn't give me one.
But
But I mean,
if
like,
He said if
I-
you had a choice.
If you had a choice,
if
yeah.
I had a choice, I mean, a poll would be nice. I don't really care about a poll or not. I just wish they would put out a communication of all the classes and when they're coming out and in what order, and just stick to it. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Without, including just taking the brunt and tidal wave of the community backlash.
There's
Because we already know that
backlash
that's what's going to
regardless.
happen.
There's
Yeah,
gonna be
okay.
backlash regardless. So if they're just announcing it class by class, they're kind of doing that now, but like just with 2 or 3, because we know Destroyer and Arcana are supposed to come out next. But don't just do a switcheroo last second. Like why? I'm glad Lancemaster came out, but why was it Destroyer the entire time and then all of a sudden it's Lancemaster? Just stick to your words, man. You already have a really bad reputation. Like if I'm just being perfectly honest, you have a pretty bad reputation with communication so far. And we can see that like it's not just like NA bitching and moaning the entire time, because when they released that patch note and that like kind of apology letter almost after they released Argos, and they were like, hey, we made a mistake, like their wording was really clear, and like they were just communicating like, hey, here's what we're doing, we realized we made a mistake, we're not going to do that again. The community appreciated it. There wasn't really, I didn't see like a lot of negative feedback after that. So clearly like people, they have wishes, and if those wishes are met, the community's fine. Like we're always gonna have like small groups of very vocal people who are gonna complain regardless, but you just kind of ignore them unless they have a good point. Which if they're a minority, they probably don't. So, like that being said, like I don't care about a poll personally. Like if they host a poll, cool. If they don't, I just want a list of classes in order that are coming out and tentatively kind of how soon and how often they want to release it, because when you have the main developer of the game tell you that we're going to release classes every 1 or 2 months, literally like the Gold River, like at the show when the game was coming out, told us that you want to keep true to that, because that's the main guy. You want to hold up the name of Gold River as like, this is the guy. If he says something, it's going to happen. You want to do that. And then if you don't hold up to that, not only are you giving yourself a bad name, you're also giving by association Smilegate a bad name as well. That's what I want from it personally.
Yeah. So you just want more direct communication.
Yeah.
I would like to. I did like the stance that they took during their last like major announcement. I think this is the April newsletter that they put out, where they basically said like, this is the class you're getting, and like we're putting our foot down. We're not changing. Like we are hard stuck on releasing Destroyer next. Deal with it. Plain and simple. Like I want them to take that stance moving forward with everything. Like we understand that you guys have wants and needs for these classes to come out, but this is what Amazon and Smilegate have deemed to be an appropriate release, and this is what we want to release, and this is how we're going to release it. Because I think if you keep that strong stance, I haven't really heard much people really complaining about Destroyer coming out now. I mean, when it first came out, I was like, that's not the class I want to come out. I want Reaper, I want Arcana, I want all these other classes, and I was excited to see them finally put their foot down and go, this is how it's going to be. Deal with it. Plain and simple. I want them to keep that approach going forward.
I
As long as
agree.
you stick to it. Just say something. Just stick to it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a poll and then, hey, this is the next class that's coming out. Hard stance on no. There's like, if there was community involvement, I wouldn't hate it. But if they're going to not have community involvement, I'm not mad either. Honestly, like I think it's cool, but I'm still like the stan of this game. I'm just glad it's here. Like I don't give a shit, really. Just release content whenever you guys are good. I'm here. I'm still playing the game.
I'm
like
vibing.
I'm chilling. Like everything's good.
You and me are very similar in that regard.
Yeah, it's
all I care about is like obviously I want my class. I want Reaper to come out, obviously, but like my second main is my demonic, so I have it out. I don't really care. I understand people who like their main is like Scouter or Summoner or Arcana, and they're not out yet. It sucks because they're like, well, I can't really enjoy the game. Like for you, your main's out, right? Your Paladin, that's your main. So you're like, oh, I'm happy I have the game. I'm happy it's here. But people who've played like 2 years of Arcana on RU and now all of a sudden can't play Arcana, it kind of sucks for them,
Yeah. And I do feel for them because my main isn't out. I don't know if you guys know this. Female Berserker's not out in any region. So.
Okay, relax. There. Can't be your main if you've never played it.
Down there, Bucko.
I can claim it. I can claim it.
I can claim it, he
I think
says.
Steve's claimed it already.
Any claimers?
Claimed.
So he's not claiming the artist anymore?
Did
He's
you
moved
watch?
on?
Have you ever watched The Walking Dead?
I have.
DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Remember those guys that were like, "Oh, you just have to say claimed, and it's yours."
Yeah.
Really what it is right now.
All right. Cool.
Dibs, the
Claim.
ye old dibs on it, dude. Oh,
Ye old dibs
ye
are
old
ruined.
dibs, dude. Yeah, I call
Sick.
dibs, dude.
I called dibs on main.
Go
Go ahead, Rufio.
That's really funny. So the Land Semester's out. Archives South America qualifiers finished up today. We've got East tomorrow, correct? East qualifiers
Yep.
tomorrow. DJ, are you competing?
No, I was on vacation.
You're on
Me
vacation.
and girlfriend went to Sacramento yesterday, so we didn't play in the qualifying match. But I know Odie did play with Far and I think Memoru, and they
cool.
are in top 8. So
Nice.
Okay, very nice.
But I was gonna ask, and this is a good chance for a learning experience for everybody. Are points individually player based for like how is this gonna work for the
Flip?
archives? Yeah, where's Flip at? Because
Yeah,
one of our
curious.
teammates is playing in a tournament with another team. Are they available? Like if they decide to compete under that team later on, do they keep the points from our team? I don't know what's going on. But
I was gonna ask the same thing because I was like, wait, if you didn't compete but Odie competed, how does that work?
Rio Pacer Subbin. Nice.
Until we get an answer, I'm pretty sure it's just person based. Like you just
Yeah.
have points and you have these tokens to your name as a player, which is why, because we've seen, like, especially on EU, we've seen so many like team swamps because all the Russians know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just based on the person, but I'll wait for Flip to.
And that would make sense because then it would be like a cumulative amount of whatever your team is valued at, whatever they placed individually in the tournament. And then switch, and then it's like, oh, this team is seated first place because they have these amount of points of these amount of players. That would make sense. But okay. Yeah. What is the meta shaping up to be in EU's tournaments in the archives so far?
That's a good question. I was gonna ask the same thing. Yeah, that's a really good question. How? Because like that's the big thing we always see with NA EU games. Like I come from BDO, so in BDO it was like Ape Gang versus Evasion Gang, and they're always like trying to settle the beef, but obviously you can't. What is it looking like right now for the EU scene? What are their metas in terms of team comps and play styles?
Offie?
Grenton.
You know you better than I do, so
Casters?
casters? I mean, it goes back to like it goes back to like the player over the class, right? Like you have arguably right now that one of the strongest teams is Blink's team, right? So it's Kaviri, Katana, and Blinks, and that's Deathblade, Gunslinger, Bard. But Blinks isn't a Bard main, right? But a comp like that, we don't actually see it run often on NA, excuse me. I was trying to find the fucking abbreviation for my own continent. But yeah, we don't see it run often. Same thing, like just different builds, right? I feel like the meta itself isn't inherently different. Like what's strong on NA is still strong on EU. What's strong on EU is still strong in South America. It's just the players invest their time differently onto different classes. So that just creates different comps. Like in South America, there was like 6 Shadowhunters in the top 8. And 4 of them were playing different builds.
Yeah.
Like
I was,
unique from each other. There was 4 unique Shadowhunter builds today in the tournament, which you wouldn't have in like NA or EU. You'd have at most maybe like 2, right? You'd have like someone playing like meta build, someone playing either Saws or like Starlast playing his like little grippy build, right? So
I'm Paladin main, so it's kind of different for us.
From a casting standpoint, how much more interesting has that made the matches and the outcomes with these more varying builds that you're seeing with, like in this case you said that the Shadowhunters? How much more interesting has this made these team matches or these matches that you're watching?
well, I mean, for me, very interesting, right? Because Shadowhunter's my main, so I like seeing how people are playing it differently
Mhm.
compared to how I'm used to playing it from Russia. Because on Russia, I had 200 ping, and Shadowhunter's a very like unforgiving class on high ping.
Yeah.
So I could only play the meta build. I couldn't play anything else because if I tried to play Saws, I would miss everything. If I tried to play Grip, I would miss everything. If I tried to play like anything that wasn't the meta build, I would just miss the ping. So seeing
Has
people
this,
like experiment with different stuff is like super interesting.
has this inspired you to want to think outside the box, similar to how these players are currently doing it now, or are you still kind of sticking to what you're comfortable with?
I've tried every single build that I've seen play on the archives in ranked. I don't care about my rank. I don't care about queuing with a quote unquote suboptimal build. I just want to see how it feels. And so far, there hasn't been one build where I'm like, wow, this really sucks.
Interesting.
So,
Okay, I like it.
I the only problem with Paladin is there's like one build, and you interchange one skill because all the other skills, all 7 skills, are so optimized. They're so much stronger than anything else, so it's really hard for. I mean, isn't it very similar for Bard?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Like support builds very similar as well. When it comes to Gunlance, I mean, the only thing you could change out is if you have high ping, you would change out maybe counter or chains for the lightning skill, the AoE lightning skill. But even still, it's like there's one thing. Whereas like Blade, Shadowhunter, Berserker, what other? I mean, Sorceress.
Even War Dancer, because
Yeah.
that one. Remember Grenton when that one War Dancer was running?
Lightning Fist, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
The
like,
stun?
completely unexpected, and it
Yeah,
actually worked.
close range stun, yeah.
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 I saw Healan playing that yesterday again too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels like support doesn't get the change up. Maybe with the nerfs to DR, we'll be able to change up our whole build order and like get more involved and find stuff. But
So speaking of the build changes, the KR had their big balancing patch come out. Did you guys get a chance to scan through that and see how your changes are?
It's not officially out, by the way. It's on the PTR.
Oh, okay, the
Yeah.
PTR. In what you saw on just the PTR, is this gonna make things?
The whole meta is changing.
Ooh, spicy. Do you have a specific hero in mind that is taking a big shot, or a playstyle is going to have to be adjusted to still maintain being viable in PvP?
Well, damage reduction is getting a huge hit, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more triple DPS comps. Not only that, there's a lot more utility being added to classes. For example, Grind Chain on Shadowhunter on the PTR now actually buffs your team's damage if it hits. Red Dust from a Berserker increases the damage all the players on the enemy team take, not just the person you hit with Red Dust. So it looks like they're trying to give strict DPS classes more utility and take some of that like really strong damage reduction away from supports, which means that does that mean they're going to tune the damage of supports to do more damage? Does that mean, like how do they then make supports like not completely like useless in PvP, right? So that I don't know, but
I think right now, and one thing unsung, it's not 5%. That's not what it is. There's when you enter into the arena, all the classes DRs are active by 65% of what they would be outside of the arena. So it's like shield nerfs. Like shield is half when you enter the arena. And so now damage reduction is at 65% of what it would be in the arena. So it goes down from like a 70% damage reduction on God Sent Law to 48%, I think is what it equals out to. And the same with Rhapsody of Light on Bard, which is huge because 70% plus a 5% max health shield is kind of insane on one skill. So anyways, what were you saying? Sorry about that. I went off on that tangent.
Man just does anything to defend the paladin, man.
No. I was defending supports in general and explaining how big the nerf is.
You were hyper quoting the shit out of your paladin. You wonder why people pick the paladin.
I did say other classes as well. Okay, listen here.
They have names. They're called bards.
Wow.
Right? Jeez, dude.
Man.
wait, but speaking of Lofty, isn't Soulfist gonna be maybe a support?
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's not gonna be a support. I don't know why people are saying that. It's just getting like a shield on their damage reduction buff. That's it. That doesn't make it a support.
Yeah, but that's pretty crazy for
That's
for
pretty
their
supporty.
meta.
Is it a team shield or a
Yeah.
Yeah, team shield.
Wait, are
Like
you
a
serious?
circle. They
Mhm.
put down a circle. It's like the size of like this troll skill that paladins take sometimes. That's like this purple like puddle. That
Are
they
you
put down.
talking about the God King skill, Holy Land?
What am I
Is that
talking about?
holy area as it is now known?
It's like the size of that, and they just put down that circle, and like anybody in that circle gets the shield on them, and they can leave the area, but it's kind of like a area of effect. So it's basically like you put down like a bard's like sonic vibration, and then everybody within it gets shielded, and then they can just go off and fucking whatever. That's
Oh.
how it works now. Yeah.
Spicy.
Any Holy Landers?
At least according to like I was watching, I forget. I think I was watching Zeals, and he was explaining it, and that's how I think that's how I interpreted it. I might be wrong because I didn't play on the PTR. I don't have a Korean client, but
I would love it if NA would get a PTR.
We have one. That's where they played on the tournament.
Mhm.
No, I
G4.
mean like a
Like a true PTR?
like a true
Yeah.
a true PTR to like what is happening in Korea, like with the balancing in Korea, so they can kind of get like an outside perspective on the challenge, like the changes that they're making to like characters. Essentially,
I just don't.
Like, if
I
it
don't
was,
think
like,
we were close enough in patches to really go that direction.
uh,
Yeah. I mean, eventually, I'd imagine so.
I have a question.
Hmm.
So Korea, this balance patch that they're doing is obviously balancing for the game in Korea with the classes they have out in Korea. How long do you think it's going to be until we get that actual patch when it goes live? I don't think we're getting it for a while. So
the balance patch for classes,
yeah,
I'd say like 3 months.
Well, so what was
from
crazy?
when it goes live.
Yeah.
yeah. Those, and then any new characters
for
that launch
content.
from there will launch with that
With the
updated
balance patch,
with
yeah.
that balance
It's not
patch. Yeah.
content, right? They can just implement it. It was the same way like they implemented like the It was about how long ago was it? I think it was about 3 months ago that they changed the PvP lobby to for you to be able to start a custom game.
Yeah,
without
we
having to
got
do
that
it.
super fast.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
got that now, yeah.
Anything
So-
that's not content, they're putting in pretty fast, I'd say.
Because we're not getting balance, like we're not getting anything quote unquote balance related. Like in like most traditional MMOs for like a region, when you get like a patch notes, it's like balance changes and then bug fixes. If there's an event, they kind of go over that. Ours is literally like, here's the new shit we gave you. Here's all the bugs you guys have been complaining about or that we're trying to smash, and then like here's the update to the pro shop, or not, sorry, the pro shop. The
The thing is,
Pro shop.
the,
golfer, dude.
the Bass Pro Shop.
No, I was thinking
I'm
of
just kidding.
BDO's Pearl.
Yeah.
Their
my
store is
God.
called the Pearl Shop. Here's
Oh,
the update to
Pro
the
shop. Yeah.
No,
my bad.
Pearl Shop. But yeah, so like ours was literally like, here's the new character you guys got. Here's the new content we added, and then here's some bug fixes with like dropping from content or like
There's an extra.
clipping and stuff
There's
like
a caveat to this, because the classes that are getting nerfed weren't in the game yet. In the Korean client, so like Lancemaster got a big nerf, wasn't in the game yet. So we were waiting for the version of Lancemaster to see what we got in PvP, because there was a huge nerf to Lancemaster recently, and we
Yeah.
got the nerfed version. So, which is good, but there's like a bunch of changes to Scouter that happened over the next like 3 patches after what this is, what we have right now. So we don't know where we are still, because those are the only classes that really got
But
changed.
my question's more so they're balancing the classes based on the classes that are out in Korea.
Mhm.
So they're
Mhm.
nerfing, for example, I don't know if this is true, but let's say they're nerfing Paladin
Mm-hmm.
because it's so much stronger than Artist. For example,
Mm.
we don't have Artist, so why would you need to nerf Paladin, right? That's that's what I'm trying to see is
Mm.
like they're
Yeah.
nerfing it with a full class pool in mind, where we're
Yeah.
missing, I don't know, 5 classes still.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
are we gonna get it right away, or are they gonna wait until we get more classes to
Yeah,
release
it's
that
all-
balance patch for
Well,
us?
right
so it
right
doesn't
now
feel
it's
weird?
still in the PTR, right?
Yeah.
So until it fully becomes like law in their game, everything's just speculation until it actually fully comes out, and once it's flushed out. From there, it's a guessing game as to when
Yeah.
we'll actually get it in our game. But I'm thinking that it could drop at any point, and then any classes going forward would just launch with those predetermined nerfs or buffs given to them. So then it's no balancing that we're gonna get on our end.
Mhm.
I
And
did
that's why
hear.
I want the classes to come out so fast, like
Yeah, me
fast.
too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. cut you off.
I did. Someone came in and said that Rox had said that with the Destroyer coming to the States, that we'll get that patch. And I was like, that's
the one with
Source?
the where they
the
nerfed
new
bomb,
PTR
right?
stuff.
Anytime I hear someone say that, I just say source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey,
hold on,
where's the
hold on, hold on.
information? And
So wait,
Show me a blue. I was about to say blue
It's
post.
Rock-
I'm such a wow.
show me a gold
blue
post.
Did
Yeah.
Rock
Show me-
say it, or did somebody say that Rock said it?
Right, exactly. And I was
Exactly,
like, hey,
if it's not
Where-
screenshotted with Rox's name in there, it's like it's really tough.
I
It's
feel
like
like
that's like
Rock's...
No. I don't want a screenshot. I want a link to
Yeah.
the post where she said it, because I could change a screenshot. Dude, I could make Rufio say Grenton is so much cooler than me just from a DM.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, but he's
Like,
already said that.
I know.
no, never said that.
I feel like from our podcast that we've had with Rox before, it felt like she's very, very careful about what she says.
Absolutely.
100%. So, I don't know. Fine, yeah, like I agree with Grenton. Like, find me a fucking link.
Yeah.
Or just shut up, I guess. Or
Can we
I don't
can we
know.
call them gold posts?
Gold posts?
Gold post, yeah.
Show me a gold post, please.
Yeah. I'll be well. I mean, again, it's all speculation and hearsay, and I don't want to do any type of fear
Don't say
mongering
hearsay, man.
or
Get
dooming
triggered.
until we actually get until the class actually drops, and then we can see what state that the Destroyer's in once it comes out.
I hope
And then from
Destroyer
there
is
we can-
destroyed.
Of course, I'm sure you do.
I hope it's in a miserable
Wow.
state.
Dude, I wanted to be in at least in a good
hope
PVE
Flourish
state because I want to like.
It's
I wanna
always
try,
been
It's the
fine.
one class I didn't try in
mean,
RU, and I'm kind of sad.
It's always been good in PvE. It's never had an issue there.
Really?
That bonk nerf that they took? Are you
That's not
crazy?
what I
Ah.
heard from people. I heard that. I mean, again, hearsay. But who was I watching? I was watching somebody who played on Korea before. I think it was It was either Canon or Saintone. I don't remember. I don't want to misquote somebody, but this was a while ago, and they said the reason why. Oh no, never mind. I think it was Zeals. Anyway, whatever. Whoever it was, one of the people who like know about a lot about PvE. This was a while ago. This was back when I still played on Russia, but I was watching one of their streams, and they said that Destroyer in PvE is considered a meme, and that's part of why like a lot of those YouTube videos, the troll YouTube videos from Korea, are all with a Destroyer.
As the Mokoko.
because- Yeah, as the Mokoko,
okay.
because they are so slow in PvE.
I
that
thought it was good.
just love that.
I remember talking about it with a few people
And maybe it's changed
in
like,
RU. I thought we were
Yeah.
okay. But then again, like
because it's been a while. It
Yeah.
has been a while.
well, I just okay. They can get buffed in PvE. I just don't want them to be crazy strong in PvP because
you're paladin.
they become
I do.
well, yeah, that, and because they become oppressive to anti-melee, and like it becomes crazy oppressive. Not just like, hey, this destroyer's like on me and chilling. It like it ruins games. You know what I mean? Like it when destroyer is like a S tier, it counters several classes. Not just like, oh, this beats up Blade and Lancemaster, and it beats up Blade, Lancemaster, Summoner, and like
Wow.
chases down bards and lulls at everybody that has like minimal movement. You know what I mean?
Did you see the post that just came in from Pizza Club?
Let's check it.
So this is Rox's response as of 8 days ago. These
Yeah.
changes are currently on the test server in the region and have not yet been finalized by Smilegate. Is still testing and tweaking and taking feedback in the early stages before locking things in. The goal is to release classes as up to date as possible, which means you should generally not expect new content in the Western version of the game to have old balanced patches when it comes out. When it comes to updating, these things will have to be patched in when they are polished and ready. So which basically, it's like I was saying earlier, as they're pumping these classes out, whatever state the game's in, this is how we're gonna get those characters.
Two
So
things
any
I
buffs or
want to point
nerfs?
out.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the second paragraph, the goal is.
The goal.
It's the
That
goal.
means, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And where's the other one that you should generally not expect? So they're
Oh,
not
no.
like she's very careful with her wording,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't guarantee anything. So it's once again one of those like hype moments. It's like, oh, they said they confirmed it. It's like, no, they didn't. They said that's their goal, but their goal has been. I was gonna say something really toxic. Their goal has been to do a lot of things that they unfortunately we're not able to follow through on. Their goal
Yeah.
was to release Destroyer first. They didn't. Their
Mhm.
goal was to release content in a way that doesn't make you feel pay to win, and a lot of people are complaining about it, whether or not you agree with it. I don't agree with it, but a lot of people feel that way. Their goal has been a lot of things, but they haven't reached those goals, which is fine. Sometimes you're gonna set the goals. I mean, Smilegate's done the same thing, and they've been transparent about it. They're like,
Mhm.
we set a bunch of goals last year, and they didn't reach them. So it happens. It's not like a bad thing, but the wording
Mhm.
here I think is really important because she didn't confirm anything. She just shared what the goals are for
But
the company, which is okay.
this is like 80% of the player base is as you're describing right now, where they see that and they read like
Everyone's trying
Just-
to read between the lines, right?
yeah, they just read it at face value and go, sick, dude, we're getting it as is right now,
Bro.
guaranteed. And it's like, no, dude, you read it slower and then really understand what she's saying. There's keywords that she's putting in there, but people will take this and like I'm telling you, in a month, if anything comes up in a month, it will come back and everyone's gonna be like, but you see, Rock said this, and it's like, no, read what Rock said, and you'll get a better understanding of it.
Yeah,
But
PJ, put that in chat.
it's in chat.
Guys, there's a no, the other one, the way you were just
Oh.
on that page.
Oh,
There's Amazon. I don't know why they didn't market this at all, but they're giving away PCs.
oh, this is the other one. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
friends, they're giving away
You can go win a
5
PC for free.
PCs.
Yeah,
5 PCs. I'm not gonna lie.
the art's pretty sick.
The art is sick on 4 of them.
Which one don't you like?
Soul Fist.
Which one's Soulfist?
The
The one
top
with the
right.
bangs?
Yeah,
The
I like.
Sophist is really stylized. It's like a
Yeah.
It's hyper stylized. I
Yeah.
like it to a certain extent. I just don't like the underbite.
What's the middle one?
I like
The bottom
it.
middle one?
The bottom middle
I
is
can't-
Berserker.
Is that a
Is
circle?
it?
Yeah.
on.
it is a berserker.
Oh yeah, that's the probably in my opinion the best one. That and the blade. I feel weird saying that, but I feel like the
The
Berserker
blade's
is definitely
sick.
the best one. The blade's
Uh,
really sick too. I wish they made one for Reaper. Sag.
Are you okay?
It's not pay to
God,
win.
dude.
Except you get it for free, bro. What the hell?
Are you
Listen,
gonna
you're
be
going
alright, man?
through it.
I'm on
dude.
day 4 where I'm asking Amazon for Reaper, and I'm gonna keep going until they announce it.
I'm on day 2 of saying, please don't release this class anytime soon. We don't need it right now.
I like the artillerist one. I think it's pretty cool too.
What? No, I don't want my computer to have wings coming off the back of it.
Why
Why
not?
I just want a
Did
computer.
we get the
Like,
specs?
the art is cool, but I'm like, I don't. Yeah, they show right. If you scroll down, it shows it.
Scroll
Each
down,
one
yeah,
of them is
they're
like,
juiced.
They are. Let's see.
I don't know. I don't
They're
even know
all
if they're
two
really
of them
used to
are.
me.
You want the martial artist, and you want the bard one. They're only juicing the ones for the best
Wait,
classes.
they're
clearly.
different. The
Yeah,
blade one
each-
was
Open. Hold on.
Yeah, the blade was an i5, dude.
Bro.
They were like, yo, Papega class gets Papega build. Like,
Oh
are
man,
you
yeah, no.
fucking kidding
You
me?
want the Bard one. The Bard one is the best
Exactly.
one. It's I9
Exactly, dude.
with a 3080, dude. And
wow,
the poor Berserker has a
dude.
Ryzen in it, a
Bro,
5600X.
they
I-
said the
what
most
about-
Papega classes get the
what's-
worst.
What's wrong with
fucking
Ryzen?
builds.
I don't know. I have a
They're
Ryzen
like,
t-shirt.
they're
but
all
I
like
don't
their
it.
low. If I'm not mistaken, they're like their lower end like Ryzens. Like they're not their top.
I don't know.
shelf
Yeah, I
Ryzens.
don't know AMD numbers, but I feel like 5600 is less than 12,000. Therefore, not as good. Yeah.
Oh, Grenton.
Well, I think there's a 58, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the 56 equates to something along the lines
The
of
thing
like,
about Ryzen's is that you can go with newer Ryzen chipsets, you can have older motherboards. So
Wait,
you don't have
you
to.
have a Ryzen now.
I do. Yeah.
DJ?
You're
This is why
literally
you
gonna
have
die on
computer
this hill.
problems. This is
No,
why
I'm just letting you know
literally-
why Ryzen's good. It makes it easier for upgrading if you
This is why you
you
have
can't-
computer problems.
I mean
Right there.
probably. I mean I've
Right
got
there.
got a lot of
The
computer
Ryzen can't compute your internet coming in. That's why you have high MS, dude.
problems. That's what it is.
Intel can.
Boom, 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 boom.
Intel can.
just add it to your list of excuses, man. Just like my Ryzen, dude. It's my Ryzen processor.
Right
I
as
just
you
can't,
said,
you know?
by the way, about computer issues, I'm getting my artifacts on the screen, so I'm pretty fucking stoked. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. I literally have to call you.
I'm actually tilted that the Bard has got the best specs,
I mean,
can't-
Bard's
Aw,
the best
man.
class, so
hands down.
Oh
I'm sure.
man. All right.
We stand Bard players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
do.
love Bards.
Better than Paladin somewhere, right, DJ?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like every
It's
time I have a bard
tournaments.
in my group
No,
for
it's
PvE,
lucky they don't have a paladin PC. If they did, it would be a fucking like Giga Juice, like SLI'd or
There's like a
like
fucking-
3090 Ti's, fucking 6 consoles, 4 computers. You know,
There's literally there's a 12-foot sword on the top of the computer that you could ram in and stab your enemies, and then it shoots like a 40 sword on the top of the PC. So it'd be
God.
perfect.
Holy Christ.
I stand the Paladin PC, which is broken and has artifact issues and has internet issues because it's so overpowered. Anyway,
Sure.
makes sense.
Absolutely.
that's the custom build Paladin computer. It's a fucking nightmare. We're gonna talk about more. What was the other thing we were gonna talk about, Rufio?
Did you guys waste your express mission event? Tier 3
Yes, I did on
character?
my main. Yeah,
That guy did. Yeah, that guy right there.
I did.
oh,
This guy
shit.
right here.
Jesus Christ.
This guy right here fucked up.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Low key. Did you guys like the little subtle jab that they gave, where they're like the little underneath your text box in the bottom left corner, where I never look. It's like, hey, we don't know how to tell you this, but don't use that
You know
express
what-
pass thing.
You know what
on a
pissed me
tier
off
3
about
character.
that? You know what pissed me off about that, Rufio? The fact that if you haven't used your express pat yet, go look at the rewards in the chest. It's tier 3 rewards.
Wait, are
Literally
you
fucking tier? Yeah, you hover over it. It shows
Oh,
tier. It shows greater honor stones, tier 3 destruction stones, tier 3 armor stones. It shows fucking a bunch of shit, man.
how do you view it?
I'm looking
Event
at it
information?
right here. I'm looking at it right here. It has 1,000 gold. The relic report selection.
Hold on, let me find you the screeny. Let me find you
3
the screeny.
million silver. What
Let me
the?
find you the screeny.
Oh,
Let me find you the screeny.
3 million.
They might have changed it. They might have fucking changed it. Those little sneakies.
Well, hold on. Let's control.
Wait. I thought it was all like T1 and T2 mats though. Like no way that it was in there showing T3 mats.
I'll
You
show
guys
you.
are all getting excited.
Control right click.
Oh,
Is that what you're saying?
man.
Control right click.
I don't. Is
Yeah,
it open item menu?
Yeah,
Control right click on the
chest.
item, and you can see more.
Okay. Yeah, it shows. Shows tier 3 mats.
There you go.
No
And then
way.
people are going, well, you're dumb for getting it on your. It's like, hello? Are you not looking? It shows tier 3. Why would I redeem it on a character that's 400 item level?
Wait, so
You're
then
not
when you
dumb, Gretton.
open
You get
this,
it, you're
what
not
did you get when you open this?
Nothing. I like, listen, I've had to throw away, I've counted probably like 5,000 tier 1 materials and like equal amount of tier 2 materials so far.
No shot. I haven't used this. I'm saving it for Destroyer.
Also,
When
why
the
is it
destroyer
bound to your
drops.
character and not your roster? Like, that's stupid too.
That's okay,
Why is that the
dude.
case for all the mats? Why isn't that the case for all the mats? Literally,
They
just make them
didn't.
untradeable and bind them to roster.
No, Stoops. I meant if they changed the tooltip, but like we see here that they didn't. You just have to go into like more information. Whereas where you see
Oh, okay. You get the rewards for finishing the last tier 2 quests for Phaeton. You get the tier 3 stuff. Gotcha.
what do I have to do to get the tier 3 stuff? Because that's all I care about at this point.
You had to finish Phaeton, but you've already done that. You're in Papanika.
No, Gates of
Wait,
I think I have to
Stoops.
do the level 4 part. I have to do. So I have to do Guardian Harvest, Gates of Paradise.
Did
I
Stoops
think-
just admit that he also opened it on his main?
Oh.
Subtly?
Hey, I don't know. I was just kind of upset. Like at that point, just fucking make it bound to like. Why is
Dude,
it bound to
I-
my like? Make
listen.
them bound, sure.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know
so
it.
I
I-
Okay.
knowingly opened.
my only complaint right now.
Yes, it
my
is. It is
only
definitely poorly
complaint is that I wish the stuff would stop being character bound, and I wish it would just be roster bound, so I can
Yes.
interchange
Agreed.
it with all of my people.
Agreed.
That's my only complaint right now about mats. Is I wish it was just all of them. I want like my emeralds and all. If you just even if you lower the like my return because I have 6 characters bringing it in, it would be nice if it was just roster bound and not actually like player
Wait.
bound.
Real quick, while I've got you all here. I colored my outfit during the podcast. Can we all comment about how good my paladin looks?
I think he looks like you in real life.
You look
He
like you
looks
have
very
tax
swell.
debt.
Like if you wore something similar, I would think you're a paladin.
I would wear something similar too. I don't know if you guys in the history of my DJ career, I was known to wear ties all the time. That was my thing. I wore ties to every single gig I ever did, and that was what I became. That was my logo. Was
You're the tie guy.
I was the tie guy, and then now I don't give a shit because I work at a pizza bar. But it makes my life a little bit easier not to wear ties. But I'm fancy. I'm a fancy boy.
Dude, I'm just
Very-
looking at your paladin right now, and I just realized how big their hands are. What the hell? He could like cover like half of his like skull with that hand. What the hell?
Dude,
that's,
the
not,
hands are
bonk.
giant.
that's not supposed to be.
Whoa.
Bonk.
Chill, Grenton.
I'm bonking
You're-
Lofty real quick.
You're going there.
Why? They're big. Look at his hands. Why are they so fucking big? They're
Gorilla
so
hands to carry all these fucking plebeians in PvP.
Okay, DJ.
barely. Calm down there, Bucko. Calm down, mate.
Oh, sorry. I'm only a 2x GM. What are you doing, Rufio?
I'm sorry. How many first places do you guys have?
No shot.
Zero.
You just said 2-time GM, like you're a fucking like 2-time rank 1 and wow. It's the same season. You're just the GM, bro. Until
Well,
next season, you're a GM.
In
That's it.
two regions.
It doesn't matter. You're just a GM. That's
Why
it.
you trying to downplay my achievements?
You're mad because you're a 0 GM. You're mad.
Wow.
No,
you
I
see
just-
this?
listen.
You see this,
Thank you for the
Gretton? This
backup,
is
by
what
the
they
way.
do. This is what they do,
listen.
Gretton.
I DJ's a better player than me. That's not even a question. Flip it, ship
Debatable.
it. That's just fucking true.
That's pretty cool.
Debatable.
No, it's true. It's
No, it's
Thanks.
debatable.
but people who say I'm a 2-time GM or 3, dude, you're just a grandmaster player who played on another region. It's fine. You're good. We get it. Next season, when you get GM again, now you're a 2-times GM. Just like in WoW, if I got Glad on EU, NA, and South America, I didn't say, oh, I'm a 3-times Glad Warlock. It's like, no, I'm just a Glad Warlock. And next season, oh, okay, I got it again. Now I'm a multi-Glad. Like,
One
fuck,
thing I'll say
relax,
to that-
bro.
One thing I'll say to that, jokes aside, I feel like I agree with you right now, but by the end of the season, if somebody actually kept GM on NA East and NA West, I feel like they should be able to say 2-times GM because you have to maintain top 30.
No, just say you're a GM on like both regions.
No,
You're not
It
2-times
sounds
GM.
better-
That means
it
you.
sounds better in a Twitch title. It's more clickbait. Shut
Yeah,
up.
Clickbait,
How-
man. I hate clickbait. Well, can we talk about Canon's clickbait titles, man? I hate them so much.
What are you?
I
Man,
Dude,
I hate
Canon-
his titles so
oh
much.
my god, I was literally reading out his titles to Stoops yesterday in a voice call because I was just like,
Dude,
listen to this shit. It's literally, it's Stoops
You
moving
have to
Korea.
do this, or
Stoops
you will
right.
regret it. Like, it's like,
Bam,
dude,
dude.
okay.
Bro, I came online the other day and I was like, it was like when it was like they were talking about like I watched the Canon video and I was like, bro, Stoops is quitting Lost Ark and moving to Korea. And my chat's like, are you fucking dumb? And I'm like, did you guys not read the title of Canon's video? I was like, I'm really like kind of sad. Like, what is he gonna play now? Like
What?
Maple Story Mobile? Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? And they're like, dog, watch the video. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me watch that video real quick. Hold on. You guys got me looking crazy. I'm like, wait, so he's not moving? And they're like, no, dude. Like, it's canon doing canon things.
Yeah.
He honestly, it triggers me, but he's a master at that, man.
He is.
It's actually crazy.
He is a genius of the clickbait.
Yeah.
He's the new MMO bite.
I literally need a canon in my life.
He's gonna
Clickbait me.
I think Canon he needs the waifu pictures for his thumbnails, and then we've got
chill.
we're locked in.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Full clickbait.
We already
Multi-region.
used, like the Ovally one. Have you seen the Ovally one? That one's just
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
see
man.
that one. Oh,
yeah. The Ovally one just
He goes, yeah. Oh my god.
hold on.
I would not be happy if I was Ovally in that case.
Let's see. Let's all look at my my For You
We'll look
page.
at it together, chat.
Yeah.
Your For You page, what is this, TikTok?
I don't know. I'm a boomer, dude. What do you want from me?
Oh,
I'm
You're definitely not a
35 years
boomer
old.
if you said For You page.
Oh my god.
Boomers don't use TikTok. Man, your For You page sucks though. You have a Yu-Gi-Oh movie. That's pretty cool.
What? Saiwo gets naked. Cool.
Yeah,
Got
what
it.
the fuck, man?
Yeah,
Where's-
where's the Ovally one? I don't see
Wait,
him.
did he
You
take
might
it
take
down?
Oh my god, did he really? Let me go to his Discord. I gotta like this is drama. Like let me look at this. No, it's
Oh,
right here.
Where is it?
Here, I'll link it to
Link
you.
it. Oh, I just.
I'll put it in general of Discord. Here, look at that fucking thumbnail.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Maybe YouTube censored it from being on the fucking preview window.
Maybe. But
Oh.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I see what's going on here. We won't show that on the podcast because
Nope.
obviously.
Nope. Go in. It's
Yeah,
in the
link it,
Discord.
go
It's in DJ's Discord general chat if you guys
If
want to
you
see
are
it.
in my
Though.
Discord,
And if you're not in his Discord, what the hell are you even doing?
Yeah, exclamation mark Discord. Please
We've been
like
there.
my Discord. It's a desert like where I live.
Drop feet pics. That's what DJ likes in the
no,
middle of
no,
the night.
no.
Rufio, you're
God.
projecting right now, brother.
What do you mean?
You were
No,
projecting.
Dude, last night.
You and Mapete are the
Oh
two
my
people I
God.
hear talk about that the most in my entire life.
Because I hate feet so much. My fiance
Oh,
put her
yeah,
feet
I
on me last night, and I got out of bed and I just stared at her like a
Oh,
death
yeah.
stare. Like, do not
Yeah,
touch
sure.
me with
You
your
know what?
fucking little
Nice
gremlin
flex,
toes.
bro. You know, just flex one more time. You have a fiance.
Oh, I'm sorry, you chose to be single.
I'm
Next,
not single, but, like,
33,
I was talking
dude. I
about the
have to
people in
get
chat.
married soon. Like,
You're
Whoa.
33. You look like you're like
Yeah.
16.
what do
What
you?
do you
I'm the
mean?
height of a
Have to do
16-year-old. Cause
You don't have to get
I'm
married.
winding down. I can't be like 40 years old swiping right on Tinder. It just doesn't work like that out here.
I mean, it doesn't because you don't have a lot of money. But if you had a lot of money, it would.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are
What
you
is-
like a hype beast?
what
I'm
is-
pretty sure.
Like I was like, dude, wait, are we like flexing wallets
What-
right now, dude?
No. I'm not saying I
What
have more
the
money than you. I'm just saying
fuck?
like if you had like ridiculous amounts of money, you could just swipe and be like, yo, let me just fly you out to me right now. You know?
No, that's a
What?
booty call. I want
Say
permanence
yes
and
to that.
happiness.
what
What
has
the
my
fuck,
podcast
dude?
evolved into? What
My
happened to us,
dating
guys?
life, clearly.
He devolved, yeah?
Oh, sorry. What
Jeez.
is my? Yeah, devolved. I meant evolved. Obviously, this
God.
is great content.
Guys, really important question. What's your favorite Eevee evolution?
Jolteon?
I hate you. Can it carry on next?
Why,
Whichever
dude?
one's
Like,
the edgy
OG.
one. That black one?
Umbreon. Thank you, Luffy.
Umbreon.
This is why we're friends. Yeah.
I-
Rufio, you've been voted off the island.
Girlfriend bought some Umbreon socks at back.
I automatically like your girlfriend now. So
I mean, she's awesome.
she gets
Yeah,
the Grenton stamp of approval.
Grenton
Yeah,
stamp
until
of approval.
till you're in the dream with her, Grenton, and she's not very fun.
Okay, hear me out.
What?
This
Wait. Spill the tea. I
Oh.
need context.
DJ had a dream about me.
Oh my
god! And it was like, first of all, I just want to say my chat is very bad at telephone because they
Yeah.
relayed that message and I was like, I sound like an actual fucking degen right now. Like, what is happening?
Okay, hold on. Let me explain. I had a dream about a lot of people in the lot. It was me, girlfriend bot, Mapete was there, Rufio was there. And we're all like hanging out and we all worked at a restaurant together. Okay. And Rufio's like the jovial, like jokey guy at the restaurant. Have you guys ever worked at a restaurant?
No.
Okay. Well, it's
No.
just like in general, it's a very like, it's miserable to work at a restaurant because people like the customers are terrible at all restaurants. It just doesn't matter. And so you create like very good work bonds with your coworkers. And we were trying to make sure that the new hostesses would not talk to Rufio because he was stealing their Barbie cards. Their Barbie
What?
cards.
I fucking God, dude. You can't say
And-
that, dude.
And that was their virginity, but we were all like 20 years old and the hostesses were like 20 years old too. And it was just a very weird, the more I talk about this, the more it becomes the weirdest fucking dream I think I've ever had. I was laughing. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Because
Dude,
Barbie cards is a funny way to say that, right?
That's fucking weird, dude.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking psychopath.
Oh man. Wow.
This
Wow.
podcast. Lost Ark's a great game, guys.
That
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Jesus Lord.
Well, that was interesting.
Sorry. Sorry. Girlfriend I was over there too, and I was like, yeah, you look hot. But anyways,
Oh,
that
man.
was great. That was so the game of telephone became like people going into Rufio's chat and being like, I heard you're stealing Barbie cards. And it's like, he's like, what the
are you
fuck is,
talking
yeah,
about?
it was fucking weird. Anyways,
Good
this is
Lord.
hilarious. Anyways, it's not as bad as that picture the Cannon posted up, okay?
Oh, nothing's as bad as that.
Yeah, no, nothing's as bad as that.
No, nothing can compete. You're right.
So how is South Vern? I haven't been there yet, but the last time I was
Wait,
there,
you haven't been to South Vern yet?
I was on vacation yesterday. What?
You didn't take a laptop with you yesterday?
Why would I go? Why would I do that?
Why
was
would you
spending
miss
time
South
with his
Bend?
significant other.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Man,
he's too
DJ,
busy
if
golfing.
if I ever come to where you are,
I'm
I'm,
actually
gonna take
golfing
you on a date
tomorrow.
like that, and we're gonna take a cute picture. Okay?
Okay.
Aww.
Sure.
Oh, they
I actually I
Never
saw
mind.
that picture. My first thought was, "Oh, they're cute," and my second thought was, "I was jealous of your girlfriend." So, no cap.
Grenton homewrecker.
Grenton
No,
said
no,
he's
no, no, no,
jealous
no,
of
no,
you,
no, no, no,
honey.
no, 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 no. I just want a nice date with DJ.
Facts.
It looked like a nice.
Are you going
It
to
was a cute
TwitchCon,
date.
Grenton?
I don't know if I get partnered before. If not, I'm not going. So probably not.
You should be partnered by then.
You'd hope, but
assume.
you know,
I've seen your
Amazon.
streams.
Oh, well, I don't. Is that a compliment? I feel like that's a compliment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I sit in longer than 5 minutes, so
That's
That
definitely a
sounds like-
compliment. Wait,
Yeah.
if I'm PVEing, do you leave?
no, I actually enjoy watching people PvE. Well, I just don't like watching Lofty PvE.
I'm not a
Grenton wants
person.
DJ's
She's like having
No, but,
fun
like,
and like
Anyway, not a
her-
human being. Like I don't get.
I
when
just-
did
I
we
like-
establish
I like when you're mad. Like you're all like calm and like having fun and I'm like, no, be fucking miserable and talk shit.
Okay, well
That's
keep
what I live
talking.
for.
That's gonna happen.
Oh.
God. Jeez.
Say it one
Spice.
more time.
Yeah, I live for the PvP, but the PvE, I like watching people do PvE content, especially when it's like new content they haven't done. Like when Volume comes out, I'm really excited to watch. Like, Lofty, do you have a static preparing for
Static.
the Oh, okay.
Is this Final Fantasy, bro?
She's just raw dogging into Vaulton. This is gonna be great. I'm tuning in for that one. But like all the newer content, it's like, all right, cool. I want to see people's reaction. Damn, no static. Damn. Yikes.
I
Alright,
was
so we'll-
adopted.
That's why we're all in a Zena, so we could all play
No,
together. This was the whole
I was
plan.
adopted though. I was adopted.
Okay.
Stoops was supposed to set up the perfect static where it was just like 8 streamers all yelling at each other, but there's really no reason to have a static yet anyway. I mean,
You can-
even with
hang out.
Vaulton, it's not that hard.
No, but it's just fun to have a group of people to play, like to have content with that's consistent. So you kind of like are able to bounce off of each other.
Yeah,
Just makes
I
it
had a raging
easier.
static one time on WoW and it felt miserable. Even though I liked them, just the fact that I had to be somewhere on a video game at a certain time, I was like, okay, this feels like a job. And I'm not
That's the worst part. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the worst
so-
part about the static is when it's like you 2 p.m. Tuesday,
Yeah.
be there, and you're like,
But I was
just wanna get
gonna nap."
McDonald's.
but I
and
was
sleep.
But I was napping. Yeah.
The worst part is when I can make plans and I get home and I'm like, what if I just laid on my couch for 25 minutes
Yes.
and just
It's a
message
gift.
them with,
that's why you
sorry, I
were.
overslept.
That's why you were late for the podcast, right? You came in and
No,
you were like,
it was
"Oh, I get
4
to go."
p.m.
I get to
What
go
do you
hang out.
mean? It was 4
Technically.
p.m. is what you text.
Yeah, I
So
did.
then I went and took a shower. I want
Oh,
to be
nice.
clean.
Fresh fruit.
I'm gonna go golf, so that's why.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have a twilight tea
Can
time.
we get a counter on stream for Rufio's flexes that he's done so far? Because
He's at like 17.
yeah.
Alexis of what? What are you? What is happening right now? I'm sorry. I want to go touch grass, man.
Financial
I beat Suffering last night.
Financial flexes, golf
Nah,
flexes,
I just
free
paid my
time
taxes.
flexes.
I just
Bro,
paid my
paid your
taxes.
taxes flexes. Jesus
No,
Christ.
it
man.
was not fun. No, I got butt fucked by Uncle Sam. In Canada, you guys have taxes, like American taxes. Like,
What?
how does do you guys like have how does your tax? Do you guys know what taxes are in
We're in
Canada?
Canada. We know them more than you.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Our
but so
taxes suck ass. What do you mean?
How do you guys? Well, you guys have better healthcare, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Much better.
Okay, yeah. I paid $16,000 for a finger. Fucking stupid.
I've
fully
broken
pay that, but
I've broken every single bone in my hand. Both hands, both my arms. I've broken like ankles, stuff like that, and I paid a grand total of $0.
Oh,
what is-
I win. One time.
I win.
I passed out. One time I passed out because I had 5 blood clots in my lungs and I paid
Nice.
$0 for it. So
I have had 14 concussions and paid $0 for it.
hey, bitch,
I have a metal rod in my ankle and I paid $0 for it.
I haven't been to a doctor in 20 years because
I haven't
it's
been
so
to a doctor in 6
expensive.
years. Yeah.
yeah, see.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have to say. So, did you guys? Are you guys LLC'd? Like, have you guys created yourself as a brand? Like, are you not Grenton LLC?
No, I
Buffy,
have
are
a
you
marketing
Buffy?
company that I pass everything under. my own
Okay.
marketing. Like it's a sole proprietorship. So I'm all my casting and stuff like that goes under that. But
What
I'm
about you,
debating just
Lofty?
changing the name of that marketing company to Grenton something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how much in terms of microtransactions I can write off.
Oh my
We've
god.
been talking
Oh,
about
Lost
this.
Ark spending.
Yeah,
Okay.
like we were talking about that the other day, like
What
on how
is-
much you could spend and write off.
What is this, Rufio? It was linked to
I don't
clip.
Oh
I have no
no,
idea. I have
that's
no
how
idea.
bad stuff happens.
I have no idea. What is that clip? Is it a
Uh,
clip from my Twitch channel or is it a picture?
yes. Yeah.
Oh no. Hold on. Let me pre-screen this one. Oh no.
Okay, playing it.
Watch this. And they like no. 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 You don't have to play this. You don't have to play this clip. You don't have to play this clip.
I'm
No,
trying
you
to
don't have to play this
listen.
clip.
Shut up. Can you mute him, DJ?
No. No.
Is this bad? Do I get
No,
demonetized?
yeah, it's me reenacting the VR chat dancer that was a real person and I thought was an AI. Watch
Oh,
this.
let's
And
see
they,
it right
they
now.
Do like the, they do chat. They did this. Hold on. They did this. They did this. This is how I knew it was real. They did this. On the pole, bro. On the pole. Watch this. And they do like the they do chat. They did this. Hold on. They did this. They did this. This is how I knew it was real. They did this.
God damn it, Rufio.
Dog, listen. VR chat was wild, all right? It was wild. It was a wild night. I didn't know that there was actual humans that dance. Okay. I didn't know that they actually danced in VR chat.
Okay.
Like that. Wow.
All right. So, anyways,
Good lord. I'm deleting that clip for sure.
Okay. You're 700 in agility, 750 agility for sure, 100%. That was great. Thank you for reenacting that. Review.
Oh man.
That should get me demonetized as well. This is a good episode for demonetization. Canon.
Lofty's
Rufio.
judging right now.
You are so goddamn short. It's crazy.
She's like, I thought there was more legs coming out. What is
Yeah,
this?
like, where's the rest of you,
Where
man?
are the gams at, bro?
Right? Oh man, I think the best one was one time I stood up, but I had my camera high, and Chat goes, "Did you change levels when you stood up, or are you still sitting?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Get shit on.
Was this okay?
Man.
All right. Well, we're disintegrating quickly. Let's open it up to chat like we do every episode. Do you guys have any questions for the panel today? Do you guys have any things you wanted to talk about or questions you want answered?
Did you just say we're disintegrating?
Disintegrating like this is the snap. The Thanos snap.
Nice. I'd love to disintegrate with you, DJ.
Thanks.
Lofty's like,
You know,
Rufio's the
like-
last person she could ask to grab something off a top shelf.
That's a good one. Grenton, what is the hardest thing about your job?
Which job? Casting or my real job? Fuck it. I'll answer both. For casting and hosting, the hardest thing is making. Okay, how do I say this without sounding like a dick?
No,
Making
it's
dull
dick.
moments exciting. That's the hardest part about casting.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
You guys do
What?
it really well, though.
Whenever
I
we-
would never think.
Yeah. And then the other hard part about casting is doing events back to back. Just like physically, it's taxing.
Yeah, because you work a 9 to 5, and then you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I
This
work
week.
9 to 5 Monday to Friday. Now I'm going to be restarting my casted customs on Monday. So I have that. Then I have Boom TV Wednesday, usually archives on that weekend, and then any other tournaments I do. And I talk all day because I work in marketing, so I'm a consultant for other companies. So I'm on calls with them all day, and I'm talking all day. Then I talk while I'm casting. So yeah, that's the hardest part for me. But I think the hardest part for like regular casters is just taking dull moments and making them exciting or engaging, because you can't really make a dull moment super exciting, but you could definitely make it engaging for people.
Next question. What rank did you peak at in your first season ever playing PvP, or were you always GM? Laffy, go ahead.
No, my first season, I mean, like, this is my first season. I peaked GM here, but on Russia, when I started, because I didn't do ranked on Korea, so I played for a year, I just did 1v1s, I didn't even do 3s. So the first time I did ranked was actually on Russia, when it just came out, when ranked just came out on Russia, and I peaked Diamond. I wasn't, like, trying to turbo climb, I was just trying to, like, play to get better, so Diamond was something that I, like, as soon as I got it, I stopped queuing, and it was, like, towards the end of the season, because back then, they gave you a weapon skin for getting into Diamond, and the weapon skin for Bard looked really cool. It's this purple harp with it's like gold and purple with a bird on it and stuff, and like wings and stuff. It's feathers. It looked really cool. So I really wanted to get Diamond. So I barely got it. So like, yeah, I peaked Diamond in my first season, and then ever since then it was either Diamond or Master. Yeah.
Me personally, like 1794 on Russia, but I was also playing 200 ping there, so like gold. And then also there was a lot less players on Russia, so like,
Oh yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like I was like 180th or something like that at gold. And then in Korea I peaked platinum at 140 ping. And then JP I didn't really play any. There was really no ranked queues going, and then so this season's been 2 times GM. We're gonna go 4 times GM for next season, by the way. Yeah, Luffy is a better support, confirmed. That's always been true.
No, I've played for 2 years longer than DJ. Almost 3 if you like count Korea, because 1v1 still gives you experience. So no, I
I played in Korea as well.
Because we had like DJ, you and I have the same ping, but you also play a melee. Like I'm not gonna trash talk paladins here. If you're on 200 ms, Bard gets the upper hand every single time. And also, I was playing non-stop. The only time I could play Lost Ark was for about, I want to say 4 months when I raided at the beginning of Legion. That's it. Like maybe 3 or 4 months I took a break from Lost Ark. All the other times I was just turbo queuing 3v3 the entire time on Russia. So I think I just have overall more experience than DJ. Like back when we both played on Russia. So I think on a paladin, when you're a little bit newer to the game, and when you have 200 ms, that's pretty impressive to get gold on Russia, especially because
Thanks.
there's less people playing on Russia as well. So gold on Russia is probably like fucking Diamond or Master on NA, to be honest.
It was very weird. It was very weird to play like in the gold bracket and regularly be playing with like some of the best players.
Yeah.
And it was like if you're playing in North America right now, like I would say 10% of your games you end up getting like the flip-flop gold or bronze queue, where it's like the coin flip bronze queue, but like in general your games are pretty close in terms of MMR, whereas like in Russia it was like there would be a 500 to 700 MMR gap, one like grandmaster player and then 5 bronzes. And that would be like 50% of your games if you're queuing at the, like your normal time. Let's see. Where are we at here? What's it like on behind the scenes in tournament production? Grenton, I feel like you could answer this better, or Lottie.
What is behind the scenes part of esports club? The biggest thing is having a team that you trust. If you're running a tournament, you need to have so it's very different if you're running a tournament and if you're running and broadcasting a tournament. So if you're running a tournament, you just need tournament admins. That's it. And the infrastructure for that. If you're also broadcasting a tournament, well, that's when you need your tournament admins. You need a stream director or producer, which is Flip in the archives case. He's the one who controls the stream. You need an in-game observer that usually you don't want to have the same person who's like directing the tournament also observing, but I think Flip does both. Then you want to have your talent lineup. So host, casters, whatever the case may be. And behind the scenes, I mean, you guys don't hear it obviously, but throughout the cast, Flip is talking to us in our ears. You guys obviously can't hear that. So he's giving us cues. Okay, we're going to this scene, stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes on behind a tournament thing, but it's if you are in an esports club and you want to start tournaments, just take it step by step. Like try doing a tournament that is just like, I don't know, 8 teams of whatever game the esports club is. Don't stream it, just run the tournament. Did it go well? Did you guys fuck up anywhere? If it went well, okay, next time try to broadcast it. And like, you don't need to like have like professional casters and stuff like that. Like if it's just an esports club, you could be like you and your friends, you know, and then
Mhm.
just slowly scale. And when you've gotten comfortable with the level you're at, then scale it bigger. Try to add like cool graphics, cool transitions. Then okay, I'm comfortable here. Go bigger. And that's what Flip has been doing, right? He started archives. If you look at the closed beta tournament compared to the broadcast we ran today, it's night and day, right? It looks so different.
Mhm. Yeah, he's done a great job upgrading like every week on week. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Would you guys want to or be opened to a non-normalized PvP arena where item level, gear, etc. matters?
That's what GVG is going to be based around.
I mean, they're
Yes.
asking specifically for arena. Okay, like arena used to be non-equalized.
was- Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like eye level didn't really matter. So basically, when it was unequalized, basically what mattered was your secondary stats. So like all those things that are on jewelry. So like swiftness, domination, like all those stats. So your HP and like your attack power didn't transfer over, but all the other stats did that are on your jewelry. And your skill points also mattered. So however many skill points you have
Mhm.
in the overworld, that's how many skill points you had in arena. It sucked ass, and that's
Mhm.
why a lot of people complain about it, and that's why they changed it. But I'm always a proponent of like options. Like I don't see like if they add it as like a non-ranked option, if enough people want it, like I always have the
Yeah, why
approach,
not?
why not? Like there's literally like I'm not gonna queue it personally, but that
I
doesn't
mean,
mean I have to be against it.
we're
You
gonna
know, like,
have it in Rowan when we get
yeah,
Rowan.
like we'll have open world PvP, but the person
Yeah,
specifically asked
they
non-normalized
were
PvP
looking for
arena.
Yeah.
ranked. Yeah.
So
I
Or,
think
sorry, arena PvP.
personally, I think for the health of the game, I think it works. It's less because it ends up devolving into like what we had with Arcade. Like every arena in Arcade was unequalized, right?
yes.
And in Lost Ark, you can have those power gaps and then power chops, like there were in Arcade. And so you can end up absolutely. I hit people for like 100,000 with a holy sword in open world PvP sometime. And I also have bleed rune on it. So if they're alive, they are not alive anymore. And
Yeah.
so like it becomes pretty ridiculous. I wouldn't want that personally. I love the way that Lost Ark PvP is right now. I think it is in such a good spot for not only a player but a spectator as well, that I couldn't ask for much more. The only thing I would ask for more is more arena skin. Like
I would ask for matchmaking for
Dude,
good match.
I would like to see more arenas in general come in. I think it'd be kind of nice just to see
I think
Match.
more like different
Yeah.
scenery would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
I
why we're
think
not allowed to have the 1v1 map, the one that's like the super edgy one, where
yeah,
there's like
that's pretty rad.
yeah.
I don't
think-
think they need to change the layout because I like the map, the octagon that it is.
Mhm.
But I think the like just the skins, that's all I care about, right? Like that's
Yeah.
I want things to look cooler. I want things to be more engaging. I want, you know, I don't want distractions like the 1v1 map when you go into game to match 5, how it has like the lightning and it changes the area.
Mhm.
That's cool, but in a tournament
Yeah.
setting that ends up distracting from
It's like
not
chicken map.
practical.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like chicken map. The only two things I would change about Arena in this state, because like, having played it on the unequalized like back in the day and then seeing the changes that they've made, is one, fix the matchmaking. It's terrible. It sucks. It's non-existent. It ruins the fun for everybody in the lobby, and it happens way too often. And two, make the game, match people within the same kind of rating, so that it doesn't have to match GMs with GMs, because then we just wouldn't get queues.
Mhm.
But GMs with masters and maybe high diamonds,
Yeah.
low diamonds with plats, gold with silvers, and bronzes just by themselves, because bronze has a lot more MMR within it, like that
Mhm.
rank
Yeah.
itself. I think balance it like that and make arena not stack any classes.
Yeah.
With
I agree. I'm
a
down to
team.
wait for that.
Then I would honestly be like, the PvP is perfect. Like
Yeah.
for me.
I don't want to see another game. I had 9 games in a row where I had double support. As a support, we're not having fun. either.
No, it's not fun. It's like people say, like,
Yeah.
you still win, so you're more likely to win. Like, sure, but no one's having fun when there's that much DR,
I mean,
that little kills, and you're just running around. Like, it's just like,
yeah, double support against double support is a goddamn nightmare in the first place.
yeah.
Let alone like double support against triple DPS sometimes is so oppressive as a double support that you can't, like, that one of those comps is like if you're fighting Gunlance or sorry, Paladin Bard, and you have like a sharpshooter on your team as your third, and then you're fighting against Gunslinger, War Dancer, Striker, you might as well leave the game.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. And
or even if it's a mirror of double support, if we have a sharpshooter and they have like a blade, like that's it. Or maybe not like a blade, or maybe like a striker or something, because they can catch up with the sharpshooter. That's it. Like, it's over.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, but I do agree that I wish matchmaking was a little bit better when it comes to, there should be a support queue where there can only be one max of support, but then they have to differentiate what classes are considered support or not. And I think that we as the players have done a good job of doing that. And like, let's do a quick poll. If there's, what do you guys consider a support in this game? So
Gunlancer, Pally Bart.
Yeah.
Rufio?
I don't consider SM a support.
Gunlancer, Pally Bard. I don't consider anything else
An
support
artist
by
once it
any
comes
stretch.
out, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But then
but I don't.
but then
I'm only
again,
going off what we have.
What we have found out with artist and what survived in the meta is that her less support skills are the better skills in PvP. She is much less of a support. She is very much like a what is it? A sorceress that can heal.
Yeah.
That's her thing.
Yeah.
And so it's very different. There's like this gray area, but I think with their player feedback we could eventually get there. I just think it's
Yeah, I
it's a
feel
long road.
like Artist is honestly a ranged Gunlancer without the tankiness, because most of her stuff is CC, or she's more of a disabler, and then she has one heal, which is her identity, and that's the same as Gunlancer. Most of their stuff that they provide to their team is peeling, CC, and like they're basically a CC bot that's tanky, and then they just have the shields, which is like Elgacia's Blessing. That's it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see a team with Artist and Gun Lancer, because that would be a fucking But yes, I would also put her in the support category, and potentially Soulfist entering the support category with having an AoE shield. But that's like a fucking neither here nor there. But I would like a queue where we have more matchmaking.
Yes.
Did we have more questions? I want to see the esports scene grow, but can it really grow when Lost Ark is mostly a PvE game? Doesn't Amazon need to start their own events?
Yes.
I actually don't think so. I don't think Amazon needs to start.
Amazon needs to back events. That's what they need to do.
I
not
think,
gonna do their own. They need to back other people.
Yeah. Just in terms of promotion alone, that would be it.
Yep.
Right.
Promotion, and then I mean, if it does well, then injecting cash into prize pools is the easiest way to grow it, and it's like super minimal risk for them.
Imagine a world where they have a skin that is released for
crowdfund it.
A tournament,
They
and
did that in VNS.
yeah, where the tournament is going to happen on the PTR like we had for G4. They're saying, hey, this skin is going to be on the PTR. You can see what it looks like. It's going to be in this tournament. If you buy this skin on live, it goes to the prize pool of the players for this weekend. After that, it's all for us. Like, you're taking a small chunk out of the amount that you're going to make. Probably a decent chunk. Sorry, I would say like 40% over the longevity of the skin, and giving it to the players that are passionate about your game. You're giving something back to the people that are truly passionate about it. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all. But I would also like to see PvE stuff. I want to see races for, I want to see like a Legion race where we go through all the normals, and it's like the top guilds have their statics, and they start at the beginning of the week, and it's like, hey, we're going to spend 7 hours doing a race of all the Legion generals: Volton, Vicus, Kukul Satan, Albrashad, and whoever wins the race wins, right? That'd be cool, right?
Mhm.
So something like that, or like a hard mode race where it's, they just had it in Korea where they did the fully equalized event where it was Kukul Satan, a hell mode.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
that shit's cool as hell. There's a
Yep.
lot of things they can do, but I also again, have stated with this, I want to see America enter into the world stage of this because so far Korea is the only region that's allowed to do this. So
It comes down to us being on par with like what it is that they're actually making. Like once we get caught up in terms of the patch notes and everything, that's when we're gonna it's more viable for that to actually take place.
Right.
But until then, it's just we have to wait until we play catch up at the end of the day.
Honestly, it would be fun to see like a PvE race
Yeah, speedrun.
between NA and EU because we get patches at the same time.
Oh, that'd be
so-
cool. I'd be down with
Yeah.
that for sure. I just want more things that are spectator sports for this
Yep.
game. I
Yeah.
want more engagement
Mhm.
because it's never hurts the game for people to be easily identified and like be icons of the game, right?
Yep.
So I feel like we're kind of wrapping up. Is there any questions you guys had? Rufio?
No, I asked all my questions today.
Did you have any questions about Tyson Fury?
I hope he's doing very well. I hope he's doing very, very well. I'm very happy for him.
Wait, is that the younger brother? Is Tyson Fury?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's Tyson Fury is the older one. It's the one that beat Deontay Wilder.
Okay, because I watched Love Island.
Yeah, that's Tommy
so-
Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called out Jake Paul again.
That
today.
good.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, now they're gonna fight. Oh,
He
wow.
did it. He did it the last time. This is the whole Jake Paul fight where he fought Tyrone Woodley again. Was
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
be
right.
Tommy, and then Tommy backed out with some form of an injury or something. So
Mm.
I don't know. Boy drama. What can I say?
All right. Laffy, anything?
No, I mean I've
Grantonius?
being here today.
No, my brain's fried.
Thank you guys
We're
for
pretty
being
fried after
here.
30.
Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I know you guys were kicking ass on the South American cast and have tomorrow. How many Barbie cards does Rufio have in his collection?
None. I'm a virgin. Thank you.
Let's give
I'm
a
an
shout out
innocent,
for
wholesome
everybody.
Person.
Let's give a shout out to my co-host first.
Jeez.
Thank you, Rufio, for being here. Laffy, thank you for being here. It's Laffy LOL, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Grenton,
The
the
Lafayette, LOL.
the Grenton, not Grenton. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it on little notice. Let's get Stoops in here next time to chat with him about so many things and amazements. Who do we got live right now? We got Meat Morp. Also, if you guys didn't check them out on the archives, please go check out the archives.
I have one question. Sorry. I have one question. For the South American tournament,
Mhm.
I didn't get a chance to tune in, but do you guys have a Spanish announcer with you guys? Or
Lynn
is someone
speaks
co-streaming
Portuguese,
that? Oh, okay.
No, Lynn just speaks Portuguese, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just curious about that. If you guys had
He wasn't
someone else.
casting in Portuguese, but when we had the interview, he translated quite a bit for us.
That's
Okay,
pretty
sweet.
rad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're back from dinner, Black Menace. Good luck. Friends, make sure you go check out the archives as well. They will be doing the North American tournament tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm not in it this time, but I will be in for next month. Hopefully, we'll have the good spicy internet, and I'll be able to showcase some more Paladin bullshit. But most likely, we'll be playing Bard by then. Let's give the raid over to Mapete. Give all the love. I know. Sorry, Sue. I'm so busy. So it's running all over the place. But friends, let's throw the love to Mapete. One of the other hosts of the podcast. Thank you guys again for being here. Thank you guys for being wonderful guests on the podcast and hosts. You guys are amazing.
Thanks for
Thank you.
thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, dude.
Yeah. Did you guys want to give any shout outs, Grenton?
Shout out my dog, Koopa. That's about it.
Okay. Rufio, any shout outs?
Shout out my mom and Laffy's PvE streams. I'll be watching a lot more of.
Okay.
Yeah, you better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laffy,
I'm
any
gonna be
shout
there.
outs?
Shout out Grenton's dog, Koopa. I love
Let's
him.
go.
All right. Sick. And I'm shouting out all of you guys. Thank you for being here. What? I'm sorry. Chi-Chi, I love you. I missed you. It's good to see you.
Bye, everyone.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.
Shishi, I love you.
Okay. We're all